give us? Anybody want to give us a summary of what had happened last time? I mean, I know you wrote the summary, but just a brief summary so we can get ourselves into the mindset.
I'm going to tell you that I'm very bad at brief summaries. I only know how to make notes.
What you got? It should be very easy. We have summary notes.
Well, last session we were traveling the whole time from Rostov, right, to the trade to where we are now. That was what the session took part of.
Yes.
To transpire.
Yes.
And yeah, I probably can't do a summary on it because I'm a bit blank on it.
Okay, so what happened is that Tartuccio and Megavarn left. They already passed us when we were around Verka's Crossing, is it called? And from there, we did camping and managed to meet the alchemist. I forgot his name. Give me a moment. Boken. From him, we got a side quest for Talos for some fangberries, and he told us a little bit more about the bandits, that they're called the Torn Reaper bandits, and they're being around months now in the part of Oleg's trading post. He also told us that Oleg's package of fire. Oh my god, I went blank. Of the potion fire.
Alchemist fire.
Thank you, Alchemist Fire. Was almost done. And then we camped, we fought some bandits, and they had with them a silver necklace with a I cannot say that name.
It's a Megaloceros.
The deer.
Yeah.
Megaloceros.
Megaloceros. It's a big elk. It's a mythological elk. Like maybe a prehistoric elk. Just a massive. All right. So you guys wake up and you're ready to go. You guys get on your horses. You finish your daily preparations and you're prepared to go off to Oleg's trading post. However, in doing so, I think it's Talos and Gunthar. The two of you notice that there's some sort of figure off in the bushes. It appears to have been following you, but when you turn around, the figure just runs off.
Okay, cool question. Is this figure like a humanoid figure?
Yeah, short humanoid. Definitely not a full-sized humanoid. Short, but about the size of Neg and Lindsay. But by the time you turn around, you see the figure out of the corner of your eye. You turn over to look at the figure; it's gone.
Okay, guys, keep acting normal, but we're being followed by either some type of halfling, maybe a gnome, goblin type figure.
Uh-oh.
Not
another gnome.
Cool question. When you say it's following us, but like how far in the distance is it?
Oh, it's about 50, 60 feet away when you saw it off in the bushes, but then it ran off into the woods.
I'm gonna like inconspicuously point the direction it was, and I was about 50, 60 feet in that way in that bush.
Somebody good at tracking have to go take a leak in the bush over that way?
I mean, I can ask the flowers around me.
The flowers?
With that cantrip.
Yeah, sure. You can ask the vegetation around. What do you want to ask them? I think you gotta persuade them.
Yeah, give me one moment. I think it was diplomacy, but let me one moment. It was fruit reader. You can immediately attempt to seek an undetected creature. You get a +1 bonus attempt. And then I have talking to them, which is I think it was diplomacy. So what do you want me to throw? Nature or diplomacy for this?
Well, you're talking to the plants, right?
Yeah.
Does it allow you to roll a nature to talk to the plants, or do you have to roll diplomacy? The skill should tell you.
Okay. Yes, let me see. Whilst voice of nature.
Okay, then you can use the nature.
No. Oh no, I didn't say that. Give
What's
me
the name
one
of it?
moment. No, it's diplomacy. So I'm going to go ahead and do diplomacy then. Do you want it heathen or
No,
normal?
you can do it normal. The plants don't really know if anything's been following you. You asked kind of the grass and the flowers and the leaves around you. You don't get the impression that they detected anything.
Okay. And I tell everybody I don't my friends don't know anything about any small creature or humanoid.
Did I notice anything particular about this figure when I was seeing them?
The figure was out in the corner of your eye. The figure appeared to be veiled, meaning wearing a cloak, as to hide its identity. The figure you thought was fairly, because you rolled a pretty high, so you thought the figure was once again short, about the height of Neg and Lindsay. Definitely not a full-sized, human-sized kind of figure. Couldn't tell what exactly the figure was, but the figure was very fast.
So I'm going to go over to that area and see if I can see any tracks or anything.
When you walk over to the area, just visually, you don't see any trace. You can do a bit of perception to take a closer look. Oh, that's a nat 20. Yeah, you notice that the figure was very skilled at hiding its tracks, but you notice some subtle changes, such as a broken twig here and there. You notice some shifting of leaves on the floor. But it appears that the figure didn't want to be found, so the figure made a lot of effort to actually hide its tracks. But you did find that areas where the figure might have stepped. There's no footprints because this is on grass.
I'm going to point that out. I said, look, they were here. They stepped this way. Is anybody good at tracking? I mean, I'm not really a tracker.
There is a tracking
No,
activity.
I'm not a tracker. It's one of the things I don't do.
Okay, track is you follow the tracks, moving up to half your travel speed.
The tracks are very difficult to follow because, once again, you guys are in grass, so it's not like you see footprints. But you can try.
Okay, I'm going to try a survival. Yeah, that won't help.
That's a failure.
I guess I could keep trying with perception.
What is the track under? I don't see it in my activities.
Survival.
No, I don't have it. Weird. I have sense direction and subsist, but I don't have...
The word is just track.
Yeah,
and
it
requires survival training to do.
Oh, maybe that's why I don't see it. I don't have survival training.
It'll still be there somewhere. It might be you have to scroll down a lot.
It's in activities. If you go on the bottom tab.
Yeah, so it's in there somewhere. You just have to scroll down into survival.
Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, but you have to be trained in survival to try it. So unfortunately, 12 is not enough to actually find the tracks.
Oh, that's funny.
So we may have to just leave this short person be and just keep our eyes out. And we also only got a lot of time before Tortuccio, so we might want to just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about this height of Tartuccio, you think? It could have been Tartuccio? Who knows?
He'll probably wander into town, into the trading post if we go there. It or she or he, it will probably follow us to the trading posts Maybe we can surprise it at one point.
Yeah.
I have a question. If I was able to catch it, what color was the cloak? Was it like brown or was it like a purple?
It was like a raggedy looking brownish cloak. It was not purple, or else you would have spotted it immediately. Purple would stand out in open in this kind of a wilderness area, the savannah field type area. The cloak was a very raggedy looking kind of burlap type coat, like something that you if you were a beggar you'd wear.
All right.
Certainly not the fare of Tartuccio, from what you know of him. This guy wears fine silks only.
That could have also been with the bandits. So he might be going reporting back to them. So maybe we want to go quick.
Yeah, we need to go to. I agree. We need to go to the trading post fast, based on all.
All right,
know.
so this is the morning, so you have your full travel action today, and you can make
Okay.
it to the trading post. You make it over to the trading post, and you don't have to find it because it's obvious. There appears to be a huge fort on the side of the road that the trading post is located on, and you look at it, and it appears to be a repurposed military fort. Just from far away, even from 100, from miles in a distance, you notice that the fort has 10-foot walls, like spiked palisade walls, and the fort appears to have catapults. Like you see a catapult on the top of the wall.
So it's pretty heavily armored. Yeah.
Well, it used to be. It looks like it was repurposed because you don't see any soldiers there. You don't see any banners flying in an active fort. So it looks like it used to be a fort and probably abandoned or repurposed. You do see signs as you approach for Oleg's trading post.
Okay.
It's like wall drug. Sorry if you've ever driven through South Dakota. It's like from one end to the other, you see big billboards that say wall drug.
Yeah,
X hundred
yeah.
miles
This actually is a lot like South Dakota. I've been there. I went to Rushmore and I drove through there. I went to North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. It's a lot like that when you get there. You know, you've been riding for miles and miles and miles, and you have seen nothing, no sign of civilization, and then you come up to this.
Yeah, that sounds like South Dakota.
Yep.
Sounds like North Dakota too.
As we're getting near, do we see anything?
Well,
I'll go ahead and try persist.
as you approach the fort, you notice that the fort is up against the road, and the road is very well traveled. There are many footprints and wagon prints going back and forth through the road. You also see that the ground you're walking on is also pretty well traveled. You see small paths leading away from the fort to the south, deep into the forest and the now marshes, and even beyond in the horizon. Just 20 miles or so beyond in the horizon, you see it opens up to a vast swamp that you recognize as the now marshes.
Okay.
So Neg, I mean, your dream like just lies right there in front of you.
Yeah.
Within reach.
Familiar territory.
Within reach,
It's
right
painful.
there. It's but it is the top, the northernmost tip of the now marshes. So it's
Yeah,
not
that
the
area.
deep swamp, and it's
Yeah,
not as much trees and swampland as you would find south.
And Neg really hasn't been much beyond the Tusk Water. That was sort of the area where I figured he went up those rivers, the Camellands, and that.
Yeah,
stuff.
and he's been through a lot going through that area because it's very dangerous. There's a lot of monsters roaming about, monsters and bandits and whatnot.
So should we go to the trading post? from all that we've been told, we haven't gotten any sense that the bandits have taken over the trading post, have we? I'm trying to remember that.
Well, you can't tell just from looking at it. I mean, it's not on
No, but from
fire or anything, obviously.
no, but from what we've been told, have we been given any sort of hint or indication that maybe the bandits are
Well,
in control of?
you were told by Vulcan that the bandits have been shaking down Oleg. They have been
Okay,
coming around and racketeering and charging him money for
right.
protection. So you
The
know that
racketeering.
they've been attacking Oleg's, but you haven't heard anything about them actually taking over Oleg's.
Okay. And we have some
Maybe
business.
not,
I feel,
because oh, go ahead.
I feel like if the bandits did take over, they would be manning the walls. But since they're kind of left alone, I don't think the bandits are here.
And also, Vulcan was like okay in telling us that his shipment was done. Oleg's shipment, so maybe Oleg's still okay.
Hmm. Sounds like we should go in to town then, into the trading post.
Okay, you guys ride over to the trading post, and as you get closer, you notice that there is a big there's a big wooden door to the trading post, a wooden double door, and the double doors are closed as you get to the front gate.
So by double doors, you mean a double gate? Like this is
Yeah,
the
yeah, like
actual gate.
a big
Okay.
gate,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
gate is closed.
What time of day is it?
It is just before afternoon. You guys rode one hex over, so it's around just before noontime.
What kind of trading post has closed doors in the middle of the day?
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Can I
Nothing
throw
is
a warfare lore and see what do I know about military post and
Yeah, I think so. That sounds like a reasonable thing to roll.
Oh, well, that as well.
Yeah, but what do you want to know? What about the military post?
oh, I wanted to know is it normal for this to be closed?
12 is a failure. You're not sure.
My
I want
dice
to
are
roll to
bad.
see like, how this repairs in. Like, if there's any way to like sneak in or break in from its unkeptness.
It's not falling apart. The walls are well maintained. You think that this is the catapults are about to fire on you any minute now.
We better stay close to the wall. We can't give you the option of those catapults.
I will actually. I think it's a good time. I'll put the map out so you guys can see where you're at.
Oh no, where am I?
Hold on. For some reason your token's not there.
Well, then there are either two things that we can do. We can either call out and ask to let us in,
What
or
now?
we can
When you
try
get to
our
the
garrison.
when you get to the wall, you hear some hammering from beyond the wall, like somebody hammering nails into a piece of wood or something like that.
Okay. Is the door gate locked?
Yeah, it is locked. It's barred from the inside.
Should we go around it's not such a big place. Maybe we should go around to see perimeter.
The palisade walls are actually like 10 feet high, so you walk or you can do a lap around it, but you don't really see anything because the
No, I'm just wondering
Yeah.
if we might, if we're observant, we might see if there's a weak point, like Talos was suggesting. Maybe with the perception.
the walls seem pretty well kept, actually.
Okay.
You don't see any areas where it's crumbling that you can climb. You can try to climb this palisade wall, but it'll be difficult.
No, I was just hoping to see if there's anything like a hole in the ground at the base of it or something strange like that. But I guess I would be able to see. It's not that big a trading post. I can see where I am right now. I moved out to
Nick,
the very the southwest of it, and I'm looking
Nick, what
north there.
about Jacob? Was he able to see or tell you?
Oh, Jekyll, yeah, he could fly up, sure. Um, I will let Jekyll fly up,
So
and
you can let Jaco fly up. He flies up around the trading post, and he shows you that the trading post seems to be well kept. It doesn't seem to be run down or destroyed or raided. You see he sees a man on one of the roofs. There's several buildings inside the trading post. You see a man. He sees a man on one of the roofs, and seems like he's repairing the roof with a piece of wood, with a couple of pieces of wood. And that's
when
where the hammering's coming from.
Okay, well, and Jacob goes higher than the walls. Like if he goes 15 or 20 feet up, does he see normal people that you'd typically expect to see at a trading post as he looks down inside it?
Right
Over the
now, the
palisade?
trading post seems pretty empty except for that one man hammering a piece of wood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seems like it's been cleared out. There's only one man there. He's got a kind of a dour look on his face. He's wearing just a basic trading clothes, basic a frock and a tunic, and he's got a blue handkerchief on, and he's just got a sour look on his face. He's just repairing the roof.
Does he look like, based on his dress, that he's a typical brevoy human?
Yeah, he looks like he's a human. He's got some mutton chops. He's got brown hair. He's got some mutton chops. He's not armed.
And we're not seeing any other activities. So if the bandits are here,
there's a fire. There's a fire pit with a fire going. It looks like something's cooking in the fire pit.
well, that's normal activity though for a trading post, I think.
Yep.
Sounds like we better scale these walls and get up on the rampart or whatever. And
I take out my dagger and rap on the door with the handle.
You know, he might not take kind to us just sneaking him. What if you give Jacob a note and just let him pass that over here?
You pound on the door, and then that man on the roof turns around and says, "Who goes there?"
Hello,
I'm traders. Go ahead.
Talos, and we're a group sent here by Lady Jamandi, and we were told to help seek you out for our quest.
More adventurers? Why don't you do me a favor and just keep moving on?
Well, we have some items that we might want to trade. This might be the deal of the month for you. Are you sure you want us to just go away?
He sighs.
I thought this was a trading.
Oh, all right. And you hear him kind of getting himself off the roof. He's taking his time. He's taking his sweet time, leaving you out there with your horses. And then he moseys on over. You hear him slowly unlatch the door, and then he opens it up. And you see this guy. He says, he just kind of looks at you. He tips his head. He says, "Pleasure. Name's Oleg." He says, "Now I don't want to hear any more of this adventuring business or anything like that. If you're not the guards that Lady Jamandi showed up, then we don't got any business here. But if you want to do some trading."
So what's with your disdain for adventurers?
Oh, just don't worry about it. I don't want to deal with any more of these adventurers with their charters on claiming the stolen lands. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, it's got nothing to do with me. All I want is to just do my business, repair my fort.
It sounds frustrating.
You're damn right, it's frustrating.
Well, look, I could.
His attitude towards you is already unfriendly. You didn't even you barely talk to him. He's already looking at you unfriendly.
Yeah. I figured. Look, I don't really care for these charters and all this stuff myself, but I do hear you are plagued by bandits, and I was hoping perhaps maybe if we were able to help you in that regard, maybe we can get a better deal on some of the trading
He starts
that we can do here.
he starts just openly just laughing at you. Help me. Yeah, about as much as the other ventures. Nah, no thank you. And then he's like, if you'll excuse me, I got work to do. And then
Hey,
one
one
thing
thing
Can we,
before you
can we
go.
help you? Can we help you rebuild the stuff
He's
that
like-
you're doing here?
he just looks at you with a dour look on his face. No thank you. And then
One thing before you go. We have a message from Vulcan. He said your shipment is almost done.
oh great. And Oleg just kind of looks at you and sneers. But while he's saying this, you hear a voice from inside the house, which is let me open the door so you see. So there's a building all the way to the north of the trading post, and you hear a woman's voice yell out, "Oleg, are those more guests? Oleg, are you being rude to the guests again?" And then a woman walks out, pretty blonde woman, a couple of years younger than Oleg. Oleg just kind of grunts and goes back to nailing his roof. And this lady walks out. She says, "Oh, welcome to Oleg's trading post. Please don't mind Oleg. He's in a bad mood. Please come in." And she invites you in. She offers to take your horses and put them inside the stable. Please come in.
Thank you,
You
ma'am.
guys look famished. Let me get you some beef stew. She invites you in to sit down at the tables and have some lunch.
Lunch would be most welcome.
Just as she's just going in to start us, I have a brief question for you. I ask her, have any of these annoying adventures that Oleg's complained about, did any of them come here today or yesterday?
Let's go over to the tables out of earshot of Oleg. He's really sore about that right now. So she invites she's very, very hospitable. She invites you over to sit down and she brings out some some warm, delicious beef stew. As you guys are kind of sitting down and eating, she says, please don't mind my husband. My name is Svetlana. We're the Levitans, and we own this trading post. As you can see, it used to be a fort, and Oleg is very proud that he keeps the upkeep very well. But I have to explain. I mean, about my husband's attitude. We recently had some adventurers come here. As a matter of fact, they just left this morning. They came here telling us that they had some charter from Lady Jamandi that they were to eliminate the bandits in the stolen lands, and they told us that they were offering to to help us with our bandit problem, and then they just left and they didn't pay for their rooms or their meals, and they just left this morning, and that's why my husband's so mad.
Oh, that's terrible.
That sounds like
Especially that little purple gnome. He talked a really strong game about how powerful of a sorcerer he was and how he was going to just destroy the bandits with just one flick of his wrist. Really got us going, and then they just left.
I'll give her. I'm gonna give her 2 pieces of gold and say, "Look, I don't have much, but I hope this helps."
Oh, please, don't. No, we don't. We're not charity cases. We want to earn whatever we have.
Well, perhaps you can, and I slide the gold over, because we're just looking for some information.
Sure.
On these bandits.
Sure. If you need a room tonight, if you need to do some trading, I'd be happy to help you. I know my husband's kind of in really bad spirits. He just we've had a real tough time lately with those bandits.
Well, when do they stop by? How often is this?
Well, they came 3 times. And it's always the first day of the month they come. And the first time they came was about 3 months ago, and there were two head bandits. There was a man and a woman. The woman looked like she was vicious. She had one hatchet in each hand. She was cold. She was calculating. She just came and said the Stag Lord now owns these lands, and he is the new ruler of these lands, and we all owe him tribute. Like, we have to pay some sort of tax.
I see.
So they've been, so Oleg, I think that, my husband, he's just very protective. He wanted to go and fight them, but we're no fighters. So I just gave them whatever we had, and they left, and then they came exactly 1 month later at dawn at the first of the month. And they did the exact same thing. And then they came a third time, but the third time that woman wasn't there. It was just that man. He was just a slimy looking guy. I think his name was Haps. Really slimy looking guy came in and shook us down. And this time Oleg got really upset and he tried to stand up to him. I think there was some sort of tussle. But he wouldn't even let me out of the house. I think he's just very protective of me.
Do you know anything else about them? Like what direction they come from?
They come somewhere south. I don't know where their headquarters is located. They say they're the new rulers in town. Stag Lord calls himself the Baron. I don't know who this Stag Lord is, but he's the guy in charge.
Now, did the rude guess that you had? Did they? Obviously, they left. It makes me think they might have heard something. Whether or not you may or may not have knowingly shared, was there any specific questions that they asked that we might be able to gain some insight from?
I don't know. They didn't seem to be concerned about the bandits at all.
Really?
That purple guy was talking about kobolds. I don't know why he would be talking about. I mean, we've had problems with kobolds. I mean, they just live around here. Once in a while they'll come and try to raid, but they can never break down this fort. But that purple guy who kept talking about kobolds, he got an argument with a big muscular lady, and then this morning they just disappeared. They took their carriage and left. Well, they're in the swamp, I guess.
Huh.
Taking a carriage to the swamp. Wow. Seems perilous.
No kidding.
Well, thank you so much for everything you've shared.
If I may point out,
and then Oleg screams out from top of the roof. He's like, no discounts, no more discounts, Svetlana. We're barely breaking even with all the money they're freaking taking from us. and Svetlana says, don't mind him. He's in a real bad mood. I mean, the bandits were really really nasty, and they I had to give him my wedding ring, and he's really upset about that. He wouldn't let them have it, but I gave it to him because I don't want any violence.
Well, if we come across it, I'll be sure to bring it back.
That is a quest, Svetlana's wedding ring.
Ah.
Sounds like a noble quest.
It does.
If I might point out, the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow is the first day of the month.
That's a good catch, right? That is true. You guys at least made it before they came back. Because every time they come back, they were getting more and more aggressive. Last time they came back, Svetlana tells you that they got fiscal with Oleg. And that's why she gave up her wedding ring, because she didn't want any more violence. She didn't want him to get hurt.
Why did you let them in if kobolds couldn't breach this? Well, two people. Why did you decide to let them in?
Well, eventually they're going to scale the palisades. I mean, they have equipment. They got grappling hooks. They got ropes, and those catapults, they have not worked since the war, and they're broken down.
Why did the kobolds attack?
Kobolds, they're just kobolds. They'll if they sense that they can come and do a raid and get some loot. But we haven't had any kobolds attacks for a long time.
Yeah, that's my next question. Okay.
And you say long time as in 3 months or a little bit longer?
Oh, it's been years.
Okay.
There we go. Quest call out for Svetlana. Oh, I don't even think you guys can access it yet, so I'll just post it in the quest log. You guys can't access it because it gives you too much information. I'll just add that to
I
the
think that's
quest
what
log.
also happened with the fangberries.
Yeah, you're not allowed to access it because it's too much information here.
Banks. No.
No. What I do instead is I will copy the text of it and put it in your quest log.
Is that Underworld
It's in the player notes.
on Discord?
No, not on Discord.
No,
in inside
player notes,
Fantasy.
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
so
under player,
as you
there
guys
it is.
receive quests, I just populate that so you guys can.
Oh, nice.
It'll keep you give you a record of all the quests you have.
Yeah. Is there anything we want to trade that hasn't been claimed in the party sheet? Because there's that silver stag lord amulet. Doesn't look like it does anything, right? It's just a.
I mean, we can ask
might wanna
her
keep-
about it. What she knows about it.
She says
Yeah.
she says all the bandits that come raiding have been wearing that specific amulet.
How
She
many
says
bandits
she
are
thinks
playing with it?
well, she says the first time they came with a huge group, 15 bandits, and it was just overwhelming. They had no choice. The second time they came, it seemed to have less. Maybe 10 or so. And the third time is also 10 or so. And then the leader, which was this woman with 2 hatchets, she thinks her name was Cressel. The third time, the Cressel didn't even show up. It was just Haps, the other slimy guy. You guys did bring with you some of the loot you got from defeating the bandits last night.
Yeah, we should sell the daggers and leather armor, I think.
Svetlana says, "I'm really sorry, but Oleg is not going to let me buy these for a regular markdown. This is the frontier, and we have a 25% markdown, additional 25% markdown. So you only
That's
get
fine.
1/4 of the value if you sell it to
Holy
right now."
crap.
She's like, "I'm sorry, and the cost for the cost for staying the night is going to be more too." Oleg, he's really insistent on that.
how much is
I'll
it to
sell it
stay
if
the
you
night?
want.
How
Can we
about
not exchange? exchange it for,
Oleg
say?
Oleg is charging you 6 silver pieces per night, per a day of guests, including your horse. So
6
if
silver a piece?
yeah, which is a lot more than you would normally pay for lodging.
Yeah. Why don't we do this? Why don't you give us, take it at 35%. Give us, reduce yours to 15%, and we'll just call it even at that. Because that's really much more in line with trading posts that I've explored in this region in the past and ventured to.
All right,
It does seem very steep.
we could use a check for that. Maybe like a mercantile,
Okay.
the mercantile check if you're haggling.
I'll tell you, I'll do my lower mercantile check because I am sincere. I have been in this area and been to trading posts.
It is
pretty damn outrageous.
it is higher than you would expect.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Lower mercantile. 16.
That is enough for success. She will accept your deal. So she'll accept your deal for she'll buy your the stuff you're selling for 35% instead of 25%.
Okay.
But you still got to pay the money to
The
stay.
lodge.
well,
Yeah,
what
that's
if we traded some of the gear for staying a night?
Well, she gives you all the gold back for the gear, so now you have the gold, so you can just use the gold to to stay the night if you want. So there are presently 5. There's 7 of you because Lindsay and Valerie are here, but Lindsay and Valerie
Wait,
will pay
what?
their own way.
You sold the silver stag amulet?
Yeah, did you want it?
I was thinking we could use that potentially.
She says, "You know what? You can still hold on to it.
Okay.
So you still have it." And Lindsay and Valerie will pay their own way, so I'll only subtract the silver pieces for you 5.
Cool question though. Like, what are we planning to do? Are we planning to stay here till the bandits come back, or are we just gonna keep on traveling? Because we're gonna keep on traveling. Why stay here? Because we're gonna lose half a day of travel.
I mean, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day that they're going to get the money. So
2
if
days.
Yeah.
It's not tomorrow. It's
2 days?
actually 2 days from today. So if you want to stay here for 2 days, that's two. That's you have to. That's 12 silver pieces.
Golden
That also
horse,
puts
yeah.
us 2 more days behind Cartucci.
Yeah, this is a different party than our purple clothed gnome friend, right? This is sort of a bandit party or something that's coming back. I sort of missed that,
The
but-
bandits are coming back. Tartuccio, you have
Yeah.
no idea. He skipped the bill.
Well-
He skipped out on the bill this morning and disappeared.
I want to know from her if she or Oleg have any idea what direction Tartuccio.
She-
Yeah.
She says,
Tartaluga, right?
she says, well, I mean, the wagon, their carriage wagon track goes south.
It went
Like,
south. They're
beyond
definitely
that, I
south.
don't know.
When you
Why
say
are they
south,
taking a
you
wagon
mean
into a swamp? It seems
you mean towards the
foolhardy.
swamp south?
You don't know if it's towards the swamp or not. The road goes south, but then it could be going towards the swamp.
No, but didn't she say the swamp earlier?
She said the swamp
I
in
thought she-
pertaining to there's kobolds in the swamp.
Oh,
But Tartuccio
I heard-
was talking about kobolds.
Okay, so then I think we should at least how long would it take us to get to the swamp from here?
I got a question before we continue. Is the Torn River bandits the same bandits that are plaguing her?
Yeah. Now you know
Okay,
that
so
the
then-
leader of the bandits is somebody called the Stag Lord, and he claims to be the ruler of the stolen, the same place that you guys are trying to claim ownership on. He claims to be the ruler, and he's sending his bandits out to enforce his laws.
Then you see the Scarlet suddenly stands up. Oh, didn't Vulcan said that they were from Talkwater? And Talkwater is on the south.
yes. Tuskwater is to the south.
Yeah, Tuskwater is a big lake to the south, and there are lots of dangerous monsters hanging out there.
And there's a big.
John
Thomas,
stomping
look
his
at him.
foot on the ground.
Well, the good thing is that unless they're traveling on a worn cart track, we'll be able to trace their cart wheels real easy because they're going towards swampier ground. Or
Well, I think what we should do is at the very least head towards the swamp and see if we could find their trail. And if they're coming from that way, ideally, if we move in a straight enough line, we should be able to intercept somebody who would be on their way to the trading post and deal with them if that's the case.
Another thing we could do is we could camp outside this fortress here, wait for them to come, let them do their thing, and then we could follow them back to their home base from a distance.
That's true. We can try to kidnap them.
or
Well,
ambush either
It's
one.
gonna be hard.
From
to
what
do
you
that.
heard, they're scheduled to show up at this trading post in 2 days. Because in 2 days it's going to be the first day of Farast, which is equivalent to March. The last time they came was the first day of Calistral. And
If they spot us outside-
Tartuccio promised to deal with them when they came back on the first, and obviously he's skipped out.
Mhm. How big a party was it? Did we get any sense of that? The numbers of them?
She said there were 3 of them.
Only 3.
Yeah, there was that gnome. There was there was a really muscular
Oh, no.
lady.
I mean the bandits that are due.
Oh, they were different sizes each time. The first time
10,
it was
15, 10.
the first time it was overwhelming. It was a 15 bandits, a huge group of them. But the second time it seemed to be less, and the third time less than that.
And we're pretty sure that these are the bandits that we had a run in and that ambushed us because we found one of the pins.
You're pretty certain
Yeah,
because
She said that.
you showed her the Stag Lord amulet,
Yeah.
and she said, yeah, each of those bandits were wearing that. These are the same bandits.
Yep. So that's part of the reason, maybe, why the party will be a little bit smaller now. One of their scouting parties has been eliminated. I think either plan doable, either follow the track or wait here in maybe the woods near the trading post and wait to ambush them or follow them back.
I
But-
mean, part of our quest was to defend this Oleg's trading post.
Yeah, your quest
was it?
wasn't specifically to defend the trading post, but it was to eliminate bandits and other lawless activity, so you can become the lords of the land. From what you understand, the Stag Lord is claiming to be the Lord. It appears that his bandit operation, he's claiming that he owns this area and he's the Baron.
My only concern with leaving now and going on the cart track is we may miss them. It's an awful lot of open ground to get to the trading post.
That's why I was saying if you go straight, it's an open field, is it not? The terrain's all open, no?
It's not. It's open until you kind of get a little bit more south and you get to the hills.
The swamp.
The swamp, and then there's hills called the Green Belt.
But that's why I'm saying, like, if we go another hex square down, they're either coming from the swamp, because I'm going to say the swamp more than likely, or the river, right?
Well, you got to remember one hex is 12 miles, so it is possible to go right past each other if they're coming from the same direction.
Okay. I mean, you can't see 12 miles, John?
Not in the forest.
Not on unlevel ground. Well, even on unlevel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Field. Yeah, I've actually been in grassland wilderness like that. It's not a given.
In South Dakota, maybe because it's so flat.
Yeah, we can see 6 miles or 7 miles for sure, but not much more. In my experience, but I've not been on real flat grassland. Well, I guess Saskatchewan, but anyway.
We can also try to check the areas around Oleg's trading post and return back. And that way we're 100% where they are. We don't have to get lost while doing it.
That's a good point. Because there is some, areas you could hide in. Like there's hills right behind them and woods, little wood lots. They could try and hide in those, I guess.
Yeah, you can. You have enough time to spend a couple of hours going back there and checking things out.
Now the question. Okay, here's a question too. Tortolagu, our purple gnome friend.
Tartuccio.
Is it Tartuccio? How come I have Tortolagu? Anyway.
I don't know. you tell me.
I like my name.
I don't think I've ever mentioned a name like that.
Okay. He has a head start, but are we really clear on what sort of advantage that gives him? I mean, he's going to present paperwork, right?
Yeah, you don't even know what his plan is.
Okay.
You know, he
so it may not be his big advantage.
Yeah, he made a big boast about how ingenious he is and how rich he is. But you don't really know how he expects to fulfill the same obligation that you're given to eliminate bandits.
The more we follow his path and tracks, the more we're learning he's a bigger BSer than anything than we even imagine.
Well, you know that he has no morals because he just this couple, this mom and pop, trading post, he just stiffed them.
Yep. Yeah.
Actually, and it's weird that he only has 3 people with him. Wouldn't he had, if he had so much money, wouldn't he had a lot of people with him?
She only saw 3, and the way he described it sounded like Amiri and Jathal that he had with him. Mm-hmm. They were the ones that he was able to convince.
Yeah. At least the cleric isn't with him. That's good.
Yeah, you don't know what happened to Harem. Mm-hmm. He kind of wandered off on his own.
Well, I'm in favor of let's make sure there's no one. These bandits aren't anywhere encamped or hidden anywhere near this trading post, and then try and wait to ambush them. Who knows? They might have some really good stuff on them too. You know, they might be loaded down. They got a cart. That's always promising.
Yeah. Also, I think that's better than just blindly wandering south. I know we know Tuskwater, but that's still a pretty big area.
Yeah, I've never myself have never ventured beyond Tuskwater North.
Okay, so if you guys want to spend, a couple of hours, you guys can go and investigate kind of the area behind Oleg's, the hills and the couple of trees. I'll roll a. You look around and you find a couple of kind of just debris and trash from passersby. You find a lot of tracks going back and forth from Oleg's back to Restov, but you don't find anybody hiding there.
Okay, that's good. Is there woods or woodlot or something concealing terrain south of the fort, just south of it, that we could hide ourselves in, or is it pretty well all open south?
It's pretty open until you get to the swamp.
The hills, yeah, I can see the hills, and it looks like, yeah. Huh.
Do you think, just maybe, Oleg and Sawako might let us stay if we stay just to stop the bandits?
What was that?
Do you think we could convince like Oleg and all that? Maybe if to let us do reduced rate if we actually do stay for the bandits,
Reduce what?
like reduce
Rate.
pay to stay in it, like that one. Because
Yeah.
the fort being in the fortified fort and surprise
So
capturing there.
Oleg is already pissed off and unfriendly to you. You can try to roll. It's going to be a hard roll. If so, you're trying to ask if you can stay for free or for a discount, because you're going to try to make a promise that you're going to deal with the bandits, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your diplomacy?
Let me check.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Because Oleg's already unfriendly, so he's not liking you too much already.
I've built the character to do this kind of thing. So if you got something better,
No, it's only +3. You go.
I
ahead.
have a +5. That's the best I have.
I have a +7. So
Try make an impression or a request.
You can try to make an impression to improve your standing with Oleg. What do you want to do to make an impression? And I'll give you a modifier. What do you say to Oleg? Because when you go up to him, he just kind of sneers at you. What do you say to him to try to make him friendlier to you? And some role playing here.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, hey, I just wanted to mention, your wife mentioned about the ring that those bastards took, and
he looks so angry when you talk about the ring.
and I say, if I do come across it, I will bring it back here for you.
He does brighten.
It's the right thing.
He does brighten up. He says, "Yeah, I don't care about myself. It's just my wife. I don't like the way the bandits were looking at her, and that cold woman. She just came up to me and she said, either I keep this ring or I keep your wife. And I'm just ashamed of it. And if you can bring that back to me, I would be thankful. So get a +2 on your diplomacy check.
Okay.
That's enough. It says failure,
Oof.
but that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. He's not friendly to you, but he's a little bit more accepting.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't seem like you've convinced him that you're really going to be helping him, because he got burned last time.
Yeah. Why not make a request for him to waive the hospitality fees on the second night? Because we'd be gone after that.
What do you mean on the second night?
Well, he's charged us 6 gold for everything, all of us together in our riding mounts, right? How about that on this? So that's for tonight. We'd have to stay one more night, correct?
It's not 6 gold. It's 6 silver apiece. That includes room and board, food, and your animals.
I said 6 gold. Okay.
No, 6
Okay.
silver. No, gold is too much. No, this is everybody has to remind you Pathfinder is on a silver standard. So it's 6 silver, which is still a lot because in town you can get like a room for a couple of copper.
Yeah. Well, maybe we want to suggest if we're going to get the
All
ring
right, all
back
right.
for.
So I'm gonna say, look. Well, I pushed the gold back to Svetlana before, John? Did she
Okay.
keep that?
No, she wouldn't take it. She says, well,
Okay.
we can't take charity.
Okay.
We got to take care of ourselves.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say, listen, sir. I tried giving when I heard about what that damn gnome did. I tried helping out, and I was trying to give her some gold. Now she doesn't want to take charity, and I understand that. You guys are proud people. You guys live out here and make your living out in these wilds. However, I understand that these bandits keep coming back, and in 2 days' time they'll be here again. How about this? If we're here and we agree to stand with you, fight, bleed with you if it comes to it. Well, can you do us any favors on trading or staying overnight? These prices are a bit much, and I understand why you're forced to do this, but if we can make a difference, can you cut us a break that way?
He says, if you actually are good to your word and you get these bandits off our back, of course I can. He says, but you have to understand that's exactly the same thing Tartuccio promised me.
Well, I don't speak for Tartuccio, but I can tell you that none of us would do that. And once I give you my word, you have it. And I'll stay here and fight if I need to.
Yeah, he says, we'll see, but I can't take that risk right now. If you can defeat the bandits, I'll give you your money back.
That's fine with me, and I'll hand him. I'll hand him. How much is the total? You said 6 silver forever.
The total for 2 days, because it's 6 silver, per day per person. So for 5 people, for 2 days, it would actually be 5 person.
60 silver.
Yeah, 60 silver, which is 6 gold for 5 people for 2 days.
Okay, so he was right. Are we staying? Here's a question: are we staying 2 nights here, or are we doing something before I agree to this? Were we trying to explore like tomorrow night, or were we just gonna stay here and wait it out?
You can have 2 days of downtime if you stay here. You don't have to do travel rules or camping
That's
rules.
nice. That's not.
You don't have to roll camping random encounters outdoors where a troll will come and eat you. That's the benefit of staying in a safe place.
Well, he did say we'd get our money back. He'd return the money if we stayed and helped. So I think this is free downtime. Not free, but more or less. It's an opportunity we might not come across.
Yeah. I mean, Oleg's good. Oleg says, obviously, if you're good for your word and you actually fulfill the promise, of course he'll make accommodations. He'll give you discount prices, and he'll give you a reward.
Well, what do you guys? You guys okay with that?
I'm all in favor of it. It sounds like a honorable thing to do, and it might be a great fight.
I don't mind either. I can stay and study medicine.
Yeah, one thing is if you choose to stay here, you're not going to be able to go after Tartuccio. So that's the choice you're making.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. Yeah, we couldn't go after him anyways because we'd have to go and come right back in order to be sure that we can intercept this party of bandits. So
I don't think we're going to come across the chick anyways unless she comes here. You know what I mean? We'd have to travel to wherever she is. And if I'm not mistaken...
What chick are you talking about?
The leader that was here.
Oh, Cressel. Okay.
Yeah. Where I'm going with this is, it sounds like they're an organized group. And as far as I'm aware, what we're supposed to do is get rid of this group. So unless Tartuccio is going to get them all out in a week, I'd be extremely surprised. I think we could do some good here if we stay here, help these people out, and then continue the journey with the other. Bandit.
Valerie
I agree.
definitely is for staying here and helping out. She says we can't turn our backs on people in need.
Okay, so out of character question. 2 days downtime. What can you do with that? Is there any sort of play mechanics that you can actually do something?
There
Because I know
are
I can't do mine.
if you,
Yeah.
yeah, you can search for downtime activities, but certain things like try to earn money for stragglers that come to the trading post. There's people that come by the trading post still, even though the doors are locked. Oleg says he locked the doors just because he doesn't want, because of the threat of bandits. But when people come by to the trade, it's still open, so people will come by and you can try to earn income. You can
But I
craft.
can't use.
2 days is
I
exactly
can't
enough
use.
to craft one item.
Now I can't use my bargain hunter. Because I think like you said, it takes more than that many days of downtime. Or
Well, if you're
bargain
trying,
hunter is.
you earning income is 24 hours worth of
Oh, okay.
per turn, so you can earn some income, but it won't be much. It'll be a couple of copper.
Oh, okay.
You
What
really
are the
need,
odds
what
we
you
can
need
fix
is
one or more of these catapults?
weeks or months worth of downtime to really kind of make a lot of money. Crafting you can do. 2 days is exactly enough to craft something, but with 2 days, you pretty much are paying the same price as to craft it. But actually, that's a deal here because Oleg's upcharging you for items if
Yeah.
you want to buy stuff. And there's a lot of downtime activity. I'm not aware of all of them. I haven't played much with downtime, but
Is it?
okay. So we have craft. You can create a forgery, earn income, retraining. That's another important thing. You can use downtime to redo your skills if you need to. Treat disease none of you have a disease. So those are kind of some of the downtime activities.
Okay.
What about who's our crafter? I think Gunther made a point. What about trying to repair a catapult at least? Maybe one of them.
You guys go up
Yep.
and look at the catapult. The wood beams are rotten. I mean, it's pretty much rebuilding the whole thing. It'll take weeks. It's not something that you can do over 2 days.
6 of us can't do that in 2
And
days.
even if you did, none of you are able to even operate one.
Would Oleg have known?
Oleg, he knows that the catapults are just there. They're not really operational. They haven't been since the war.
Damn.
There are catapult mechanics. I don't think any of you are proficient in something like that.
No, probably not.
No.
No.
No. It'd be a lore skill or something required, I would think, for that.
I mean, maybe warfare will help, but I don't know.
I would have to even look it up. It is crafting to repair, and I think you need at least expert in crafting to try to repair a catapult. And assuming you can even repair it, you need some sort of proficiency to be able to operate it.
Okay.
Some advanced weaponry type proficiency.
A quick question. So when they get here, are we planning to just knock one out or follow them back? Because if you don't knock one out or do that, it kind of defeats the purpose.
I think we should kill all but one.
We have to do something aggressive because they
So,
have to take
in
that
order
ring
to
back.
knock someone out non-lethally, I believe you have to use a melee weapon, and there's a penalty to trying to non-lethally take somebody out, where you take a -2. Except if you're a monk. Well, monks have a special ability because they fight with their fists anyway. So it's possible. It's just a little bit more difficult, especially if you want to knock out somebody who is the boss. But you can do it. It's a melee attack. It has to, you have to declare that you're attacking non-lethally. and you get a -2 to your attack because you're trying to non-lethally take him out.
What if if you cast a sleep spell?
That could work if you can put somebody to sleep and then tie them up. That could work as well. But
Two of us have sleep spells, I think.
yeah, but I think they have to crit fail your sleep to really knock them out. The boss has incapacitation against a sleep, but a minion would have.
It says
to...
1 minute. 1 minute. If they fail it, they're unconscious for 1 minute.
Okay.
If you can't tie someone up in a minute, yeah.
That should work.
I'll ask Oleg if he has any scrolls.
Oleg says that yeah, I do have some. You know, there's magic traders that come every now and then. Oleg has actually a lot of stock right now, but everything is marked up 25%. So you can buy stuff that you would normally be able to buy here, but everything right now is marked up 25%. Oleg tells you if you're good to your word, he'll drop his prices to normal prices.
Well, what if we try to use one of those sleep scrolls when they came?
Well, Nick does have the sleep spell. He has it via his familiar.
Oh, there you go. Then
yeah,
there you go.
I
Perfect.
would try it.
Yeah, try that on one of them. I think it's what is it? There's a save that they have to do.
Yeah,
a will save.
It's a will save.
It is a will save. Yeah, you wanna if you can get them, knock them out, get them asleep, and then you have the ability to go and tie them up. To tie somebody up, I'll probably charge you several actions in the middle of combat.
It's a whole minute.
Well, I would do it at the end of combat to the last person. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But with one thing with sleep, though, we have to be careful because someone can kick them awake again, right?
It doesn't say that.
I think that's 5e.
Okay, that's only a 5e thing. Okay.
Yeah, cool. I think that's a 5e.
5e is if you do damage to them.
Yeah, because in Pathfinder, when somebody is under the sleep spell, they're unconscious.
Wait a minute. Preparation.
I don't remember. Can we retrain cantrips?
I believe you can. Retrain is a downtime activity.
Why did I heal? Darn it.
Because if I do that, I can change.
I think you're allowed to retrain cantrips that are relevant to your class. I'm not sure if you can retrain those innate charisma-based cantrips. Those innate cantrips I'm talking about, the ancestry-based cantrips.
Probably.
Oh no, I was thinking about changing root reading for a moment and put Tangle Vine. And what it does is that a vine appears in thin air, flicking from your hand, latching itself to a target. And if it's a critical success, it's immobilized.
Yeah, a control spell.
And if it's a success, it gets a minus 10-foot circumstance penalty on its speed for one round.
There's another quest I gotta add. So you guys have heard about the Stag Lord, and clearly the Stag Lord is the main bandit threat in the area. And according to your charter, you need to take care of the bandit threat to obtain lordship of the area. So I'm adding that as a quest. Defeat the Stag Lord, even though you guys don't know much about the Stag Lord at this point.
Okay. I mean, if they're called Torn River bandits, and I see in the map that there's a Torn River, and it's near Tux Water, so if we follow maybe this, maybe later. Oh, let me draw. pointer there. And we go like this, then this.
That's actually your main quest, so I'm going to cut this here, and then... There you go. That's not even a side quest, that's your main quest. Killing the getting rid of the Stag Lord is your main quest, because that's exactly what your charter tells you to do.
Okay.
So we can help them and then start heading that way. And if we find the berries, great. Is that cave on the map?
What cave?
Actual cave across from
So,
where it says
so one thing I
Isles?
got to point out is you guys may see stuff on the map like towers
That's
and
not there. Yeah.
yeah, they're not necessary. They may or may not be there. There literally are things on the map that look like a tower or a village or something, and there's nothing there. And then there's areas on the map that look like they have nothing on it, but then there's actually something there.
What is the reason behind that? Is it just poor
Whoever
design, or
whoever made this map.
The cartographers, not always reliable
Yeah,
or out of date.
exactly. You don't know who made these maps. Maybe they were just trying to decorate it.
Jesus.
Hey, it's true in some real life maps too.
Exactly. You know, especially way back in the colonial era where they used to draw random stuff on maps just to make it look pretty. They used to draw sea dragons and stuff.
Well, that I know. You know what I mean?
But also sometimes cartographers would draw settlements that weren't there to make it attractive. They did that in the New Americas, in the 13 colonies.
All right.
All right. So you wanna let 2 days pass? You have any downtime you want to declare?
I know I need to prep though. I need to have my spells cleared because somehow I managed to cast a heal spell. Yeah. Now, just before that, you mentioned at one point my familiar has my sleep spell, but I still have to cast it, right?
Yeah.
Like it came with my
well,
familiar?
your familiar having it is the same thing as you having it.
Okay.
There's no difference.
Just an extra spell that I get beyond my normal.
Yeah.
typical
Part of your class specialty is your familiar comes with a couple of spells that's just
Right,
part
okay.
of your subclass.
Okay. That's
Would
cool.
that be like his focus spell?
I don't
Nope,
think
my
no.
focus-
Yeah, you have
No.
he has a different focus spell.
I have a phase familiar focus spell. And I also have a special cantrip. That's sort of the replacement for it called Trade Death for Life.
Yeah, that's your hex.
That's my hex, right? My focus spell is just phase familiar.
All right,
That's it.
I will do a overnight rest for everyone,
Okay.
and then I will have 2 days pass.
And heal. There we go. Okay, I got my spells prepped.
Well, those days past, John, I was doing medical
Yeah,
since I got the medical books.
yeah, sure. You do whatever you want on your the downtime off. So now it's the morning of the first of Farast. It's just early dawn, and you know that the bandits are coming anytime now. Where do you guys want to put yourselves?
I want to put myself, I think, up on one of the ramparts hidden down behind the palisade where
Sure,
on the south side where, yeah, I'll drive myself up there, whatever. Maybe up here. But I'm actually down behind it.
Question: are we letting them enter in, then sneaking attacking them, or are we just going to attack them when they're outside the wall? Because I feel like if we attack them when they're outside the wall, they might just run away.
I just want to see how many numbers there are. I'm not particularly attacking from there. My thought was just to see be in a place where I can see.
I myself would like to stay on the wall.
I would like to be up since I'm small.
So you guys are on the wall, and from far off in the distance, you can see that there are several figures. You're counting 7 of them coming up towards the trading post.
Hmm.
Can we hide behind the wall a little bit?
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
you
like
can approach
if
them.
I duck, they won't see.
You know they won't.
That's right.
They don't know you're there if you duck behind the wall. Obviously, the wall's 10 feet high.
Palace and the palisade at the top rises a bit above
That's what I
that
meant.
rampart. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be trying to keep low.
Same here.
I'll stand on my tippy toes so I might have a chance of seeing over the palisade.
Actually, how high are these walls right here?
10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're up, if I'm up,
Yeah, what if you're on the palisade?
Palisade's about
Or the rampart.
halfway
I mean
up.
the rampart.
It's about halfway up.
So,
it's a little
5
bit more than
feet.
Oh.
halfway. A little bit more than halfway.
Okay.
So you can at least
Okay.
stick your head over and see.
Okay. I gather some stuff that I find lying around, probably rotten wood from the catapult, so that I can actually have a chance of seeing, because I'm not that tall.
yeah, me neither. I'm like 3 feet.
Well,
I'm 3 feet
why don't
as
we
well.
hide? Why don't we hide here until they come over, and then when they open the gates and come in, then we could do our thing.
So the bandits are
Yeah,
they're traveling on foot, and you can see
Yeah.
they're all heavily armed.
They did bring their cart, damn them.
Yeah, and one of them
Okay.
appears to be the leader because he seems to be giving direction to the other bandits. He takes out a short bow, being armed with it, and the other bandits also arm themselves before they get to the trading post. And you can see he's kind of whispering to his other bandits and saying, follow my lead and all that stuff. And then they come up to the wall.
We're letting them in so that we can.
Oh, you're opening the door.
I think that's what we were saying, right?
I think that'd be a smart choice. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the door open, the man comes right up and he looks at Gunthar and Valerie just standing up there. They also are armed, and he already kind of sees that the jig is there's something not right going on here. He kind of looks around and then signals to the rest of his bandits, and they kind of signal back to him. And then he looks at you. So all he sees is Gunthar and Valerie, but the other bandits are actually kind of they're keeping an eye out. They're looking around. And he looks at the two of you. He says, "Where's Oleg?"
None of your business. Why are you here?
That's none of your business.
It is if you want to get in.
He says, "You better move aside."
I think not.
He whispers to his men. I guess we're rolling initiative. Whoever wants to roll stealth, you can roll stealth.
Okay.
Whoever's not obvious, except for Valerie and Gunthar, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I just use a natural 20 for this. That hurts a lot.
I got crap still. Crap.
I fucking knew it. Oh man.
All right, so we immediately go into initiative. Scarlet, you win initiative, and if you rolled stealth, then they are flat-footed to you, or they are off guard to you.
No, I wrote normal perception.
Okay.
Okay, so Scarlet sees all of this happening, and she is going to go and do electric arch on the people outside.
Okay, pick 2 enemies and go ahead and roll it.
Control.
Looks like we have 2 failures, regular failures.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead.
Nice.
You still have one action.
And I am going to throw. Oh my god! Can I click on him? Oh, sorry. Let me unclick this. Then I'm going to go and do. What was it again to see if to know which role is the less important one to find your weakness?
Recall knowledge?
Recall knowledge. So I'm going to do recall knowledge to the bandit.
For recall knowledge for him, you can do thievery, society, thievery, or some sort of underworld lore, society, something pertaining to a bandit or thief or something like that. So you have to roll a skill. It's a skill check. And I will accept, thievery or warfare or society. Society is the most appropriate for any humanoid.
Would it be warfare? You said we can do that.
I'll take a warfare lore. That's fine.
Okay,
that seems appropriate. That's a regular success.
Okay. Do I want to know of its saves, which one is the less?
The least is his will save.
Okay, will save. And with that, I end my turn.
Okay, excellent. It is Lindsay's turn. Let me see Lindsay's distance here. Okay, she's got full distance. Lindsay's going to roll a lingering composition. Ooh, she fails her lingering composition, so she's still going to do Courageous Anthem. But it's going to be... I believe it's going to be a one-round Courageous Anthem. And she has a third action. She's going to move over here. It's Valerie's turn. Valerie gets right in front. Second action, she raises her shield. Third action, she's going to attack the leader guy. It's a hit on the leader. All right, the bandits are up. This bandit's gonna come up over here, preventing a flank. He's going to try to attack Gunthar with his dagger. That is a hit with his dagger. And he's going to go for a second attack with his dagger. Second attack's a miss. Next bandit. This is the bandit that got hit with an electric arc. So he's going to take a little bit of distance and aim at you, Scarlet, but you're going to have cover because you're behind the palisade. So I'm going to give you regular cover, and he's going to fire his short bow at you.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. That short bow that short bow is a deadly D10. Oh boy. Oh, you got lucky on those damage rolls. The bandit is going to fire a second short bow shot over at Valerie. Did he just crit
Oh
again?
my god.
This bandit is
That's
on fire.
Yeah.
This bandit is on fire.
Somebody kill him.
Yes,
Must
you
die.
guys need to kill this guy because he's rolling crits all over the place.
I think it'd be a good idea if we set that bandit on fire.
Ouch. Okay, this bandit over here, he's going to come over, get flank on Valerie, and he's going to try to do his dagger attack. That's a miss on Valerie. He's going to try to do a second dagger attack. Oh my god.
Ah,
How are they doing
3
this?
criticals?
How are they
already?
doing this?
I don't know, but it's bad news.
Yeah, but really bad news.
The bandit with the sideburns. So he's going to go this way.
Excuse me.
Gunther, I'm giving you a cue.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah. When you hit level 2, I'm gonna stop reminding you. You gotta tell me. If you want to do a relevant attack of opportunity, but it's not like you have anything else for reactions.
Trying
Go.
to target this dude.
Control.
No, not her.
Does control click not working?
It is. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting the right one and just the one. The sideburns guy, right?
Yeah, the guy right behind you. He just snuck behind you to flank you. Oh, that's a hit.
Good.
That killed him.
Good.
So this is not the guy you're going to be interrogating. He's dead. The other bandit also is the one who got hit by the electric arc. He's going to get some distance so he can get an angle, and he's going to attack you because you hit him with the electric arc. So he attacks with a short bow. That's a hit with the short bow. He makes a second attack with his short bow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, these bandits are rolling. They are on fire tonight.
Goodbye, Scarlet.
No, she's still alive. She's still
I know,
alive.
I'm kidding.
Neg, you're up.
Oh boy. Well, I thought I was going to do something, but I guess I'm going to have to jump into the fray and do some healing. Because my real plan was to delay with my sleep spell ready, because none have come north of the door. And my sleep spell's not... The range isn't good enough, I think, to hit him on the ground.
Save the sleep
Outside
spell
the-
to the last person. If you do it now, that means we're going to have to forfeit rolls in combat.
How so?
Okay, so he said it's going to be multiple actions.
No, multiple actions
rolls.
to tie him down.
Yeah, but
In
that's
the
what I'm
middle of
saying.
combat.
You sleep him. I'd kill the ones that are doing damage first, and then just pick one guy at the end. You know what I mean?
But there is 5 rounds in that he'll be sleeping for.
Okay.
But that's fine. I don't need to delay yet. I can go here. I'll go there, and I will cast... I'll do that's one action, so I'll do a 2-action heal on Scarlet.
Yeah, much needed.
Yeah.
She took a bunch of critical
I know.
arrows.
I know. It was bad. Okay, so here goes the 2 action heal at distance. Oh wait, it only did 1. Why did it do 1? No, that's right. 1d8. Oh, well, it did 10. Okay, that's right. 1d8 plus 8. That is it. It's not 2d8.
Yeah.
Okay.
2d8 is a battle medicine. You might have gotten that confused.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's your
There we are.
turn.
That's all I can do.
That is your
Yeah.
turn. Talos, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna rage and sudden charge.
Oh.
Doing just to see, because I don't have like sighted them all of them yet. I mean, I could just try for a non-lethal attack on this guy and see if I knock him out. He's pretty hurt.
If you
guys
do
are really making it impossible for me to cast spells.
if you do a non-lethal attack, you attack at a -2 because that's a penalty for trying a non-lethal attack. But you can still attack. Of course, you can attack. You don't have flanking in this position, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll just go for the non-lethal, honestly. And what is it, -2 circumstance?
Yeah, -2 circumstance. So you can just put in the modifier box a -2.
Sweet.
Yep. No human bandit. All right.
Ooh, 14's not gonna hit him.
All right, I'm gonna try for another attack here. I'll do it agile.
If
And
it's
this
if
one
it's
will-
also non-lethal, then it's also -2 on
Sweet.
on top of the because the multi-attack penalty stacks with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go for a normal attack on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be too hard otherwise.
Ooh, not with a 3.
Oh. Okay, then that's my turn then.
All right, Gunther, can you improve this mess we got here?
Yeah, I'm gonna swing at the dude that's right in front of me. What's his name?
Human bandit.
The push-up tights dude.
That is
Ooh, there
a
you go.
critical hit.
Nice.
I don't think he's going to survive this. He's gone.
Good.
That's only one action you took.
I'm gonna move here and flank bandit dude and attack him.
So if you flank him, just click the off guard button, and then also click the multi attack because it's your second attack.
I gotta make sure I target him first.
Oh, there you go.
That's a hit. So as you kill this bandit, another one of the bandits screams out, "They got Haps! Get the hell out of here!" And you see the bandits look like they're about to turn tail and run. All right, so it's this bandit's turn, and he's gonna start running. However, Valerie, now that she's a fighter, has an opportunity attack.
Yeah, get that one alive.
Yeah. Trying.
She
Yeah,
misses.
ain't happening.
It doesn't matter. So this guy, if they make it to the edge of the screen on the beginning of their turn, they're out of the game. So he's gonna be what? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if he starts his next turn, he's gonna be out of the scenario. So Aramin, you get to come and try to do something.
Okay, I am going to do something because I don't like this.
It looks like you guys that bandit you killed just now was the leader, Haps.
All right, 4 contiguous 5-foot squares. How do I do that? I want to cast grease on those 3.
Just target them and cast the grease.
That'll cover it all, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's definitely that's 3 contiguous squares.
All right, I'm gonna move up.
Okay, just so people would know what grease is, I'm gonna put it in the chat box so we understand what the spell does.
It greases them up.
Apply all actions from this automated results will filter.
So if you get to roll their reflex, and if they fail, they fall prone. We have
Wow.
two successes and 1 failure. So the one with the failure falls prone.
Oh, it added prone on all of them. Okay. Sorry.
Oh,
Normally,
It's all right.
that's okay. I'll have to remove it later.
One's prone. That's enough.
I will
which one is prone? Cool, sensible stride.
Yeah, cool, sensible. I will go up to the other ones and remove the prone condition. And I'll go to the cool, sensible stride one and keep that on. Perfect. Yep, that spell was did a great job. That one with the cool, sensible stride falls to the ground.
Okay. And
those are your 3 actions. I think you moved and then you cast a spell, right?
Yeah. You didn't approve the move, so I didn't. Right here is where I was going.
Scarlet, you're up.
Okay. I am going to.
Now you said you had a trap spell, like a what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, but I didn't have time. Didn't change it, so I don't have it on me.
That's okay.
So let's say 3 feet. I move.
Did you move?
I'm moving
Where?
right here. $25.
I don't think you're going to be able to see that one all the way on the edge from where you're standing because of the way the palisades are.
What I'm trying to do is throw him at least a cantrip.
Yeah, but you can't see him. That guy all the way on the edge.
Oh, I can't?
Yeah, because if you think about it, the area over here is also 10 feet high.
Well, how are they shooting her with the bow before?
Oh, they were down here. And she was behind here, and she was getting cover from the palisades. And they critted. They critted a lot. I think she got hit by 3 crits today. Very unlucky.
It was a tough roll, but they more than made it. That was the problem.
Well, yeah.
And can I not?
This guy. This is the guy who's prone. This guy's prone. Just so you know.
Okay, so because I wanted him to stop him from moving, but since I cannot see it, and I need to see him if I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me then do this. Take that off, and then just click this guy and this guy. And I said that I didn't move that much. Oh, let's say I moved there. Yeah, that way all of them are in 30 feet. 30, there. I said I didn't do that move. So I'll do electric to the other 2 that are alive.
Okay.
Since I don't want to kill the prone guy. Half damage. Failure.
You kill one of them. I think that's it for your turn. Lindsay wants
Yeah, it is.
Lindsay wants to help out in doing what she's in trying to incapacitate this guy. Let's see how she can help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can move down here. Let me untarget everybody.
Probably going to need to do a reflex or acrobatics check if she's going to walk on the grease. Oh,
No,
Lindsay, you said.
she's not on your grease.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
for some reason
yeah.
I thought you meant Valerie, but my apologies.
Lindsay's got a couple of cool spells. Let me see. No, unfortunately, her ink shot spell is going to cause damage. Oh, she doesn't want to do that. She's just going to inspire again.
Wait, but can she hit the one that is running away? Because that's the one that we.
That one's too far. She can try to do a long range shot.
Yeah.
All right, she's gonna hold on. Let's see the distance over here. 85. So she's got a short bow. Let me just check the range. PF. Bear with me now. Her range is 60 feet. So when you do a long range attack, her range is 60 feet. So if she tries to shoot 85 feet. It's going to be a big penalty. So it's going to be a -3. 67, yeah, -3 on that shot. So she's got to be very lucky to score this one. Nope.
Fuck, not with that.
Lindsay's just going to inspire courage at this point.
So you crit with the enemies, and you what is it? And you crit fail with with the allies.
Yep. I do it on purpose.
I know.
All right. So she's going to inspire. She's got a 1-round inspire for you guys. Valerie. Valerie's going to try to help out. She's going to try to go over there and non-lethally incapacitate this guy. She gets over here. You know, she's with the plan. She attacks with a -2 with the butt end of her longsword. That still hits. So
oh my god, you almost put at 1.
So I think that should be
scared.
exactly enough to incapacitate him. Perfect. So this guy, the butt end guy that you knocked prone, he's incapacitated. Non-lethally taken down. And then Valerie's going to use her next action to turn around and strike this guy. But she misses. She's 3 actions. So this bandit is going to try to run. However, Valerie's going to catch him with an opportunity attack. Because she missed him last time, she's going to try to hit him this time. I think she's going to get him. Oh. There we go.
Good.
So that bandit's dead. This last bandit is prone. Neg, you're up. I mean, combat's pretty much over because this bandit's incapacitated.
Well, I could try and shoot at that one that's running away with my crossbow.
You can, but the range of your crossbow. Let's see how he's 100 feet away.
Yeah, it's 120
and
feet.
I don't think you can see him because there's palisade over here.
Well, I was considering jumping off the palisade, invoking my Jade Cat, which makes 20 nulls 20 feet of falling damage,
Sure.
and
Nice.
maybe getting.
I'll
But
charge you an action to jump off, and you can, if you want to use your Jade Cat to jump off and try to do this spectacular.
oh yeah, let's do it. It's just ridiculous, but
Okay.
it's a type of stupid thing I might. All right, I'll jump off. I want to be here. I think I would have movement to do that, right? If I go here,
Well, if you want to
with my
get over there, you have to use several actions. One action to climb up this
okay,
palisade. The next action
oh
to jump off.
that will work because now would I take a map penalty though,
You need to roll a check to climb over the palisade, an athletics.
or would it be acrobatics?
Athletics, specific. Climbing
Oh,
is always
okay,
athletics.
okay. It is that. It's probably not worth it then. I thought I could just get up on the palisade because it's only like 4 feet.
You got to climb it because you're only 4 feet.
Well, can't he
Come on,
just
you
jump
know,
down and walk over? Isn't jumping and walking part of the movement? Wouldn't that be one action?
They would be separate movements. So one movement to jump, one movement to walk. You can't break up movement like in 5th edition. So every specific movement charges you an action. That's why, because when you have a 3-action economy, you get charged for doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because the other possibility would be to go jump down here, move here, and then move out to here, which is 30, which I could do.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Sure.
That's 2 actions.
That's 2 actions.
And then two.
Shoot. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. What the heck?
Now, what? So, how much range you got on your crossbow?
120 feet.
Okay, so you can take a normal shot at him.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not that great with it. Just let me double. Range is, yes, indeed, 120 feet. All right, it's a long shot, literally.
Yeah, quite literally a long shot, and to do enough damage to take him out is you probably you might have to crit him. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
There we go. See how the tables have turned in your favor.
Okay.
After getting crit
Well, still,
3
it's
times
still
in the
gonna be
beginning
very
of
hard.
combat. No, you might be able to kill him.
Oh, maybe.
Nice.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
There you go. You left
Nice
no
job, man.
you left only one survivor.
Well, it was a long shot, but it paid off. There we go.
Literally.
I'll yell, Oleg, they're done.
Oleg reluctantly kind of comes out of his his hiding place in the quarters, inside your sleeping quarters, and he kind of looks around, and he's very impressed. He says, "Well, you're good to your word, and you can be sure I'm good to mine." So the silver you gave him, he tosses it back to you. It's on the house. And I've also got some rewards. And Svetlana also comes out of her cabin, kind of looking around. She says, "Oh my God, so much violence, so much death."
I could go for some stew right now.
Oh, definitely. I'll start cooking right now.
Aye.
And we've got somebody to interrogate. Fun stuff.
But I'll just go ahead up and tie up the unconscious guy just to be safe.
Yeah. And then we can bring him. We can bring him in, by the fire where it's nice and warm.
Thinking a little torture there, are you?
Yeah, he could really be on fire.
Oleg is so happy. He he kind of looks like he didn't think that you guys would actually help him, and he says, "You know what? You guys are good to your word. So from now on, if you want to stay at Oleg's trading post, you can stay for free."
Yay.
Well, thank you.
And he
Oleg.
says, I'm gonna charge from now on. I'm going to charge you. I'm going to charge you appropriate prices for all items.
Oleg, I got a question to ask you.
Uh-huh.
We saved one of these bandits for interrogation, and don't worry, we're not letting him go. It's not like he's gonna go back and, report what happened here, but we need to find out where they're located to prevent them from sending out a search party, and to see maybe if we can get that ring back. Do you mind if we interrogate him inside of here?
He says, I don't care what you do to him. He says he just kind of like, he just puts his hands on his hips.
You might want to have the lady step inside for that, though.
He walks off and closes the door, knowing that you guys might be doing some nasty stuff.
And of course, we need to loot all these bandits.
Yeah. So I got to clear. So the bandit gear. I'm going to combine this with Oleg's what's it called? His reward, because Oleg gives you a big bag of gold, and he gives you a bunch of potions as a reward.
Woo. Nice. This is probably a good time, but I need to break for about 15 minutes to heat up my dinner.
That's actually perfect, because I need to create your reward parcel.
Okay. I'm going to break it now.
All right.
How long does it take kind of while doing this so that I can try every hour just heal Valerie?
You can keep doing it until she's healed. That's fine.
Or dead.
Okay.
Yeah, or dead if you keep rolling crit fails.
Don't say
that. Don't worry. I got you.
Oh, there we go.
You slice an artery, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Okay, with that, I say I have Valerie. I'm going to go and also get a little bit break. Something.
Oh, my foot. Oh, you'd probably do more damage to me than good.
Probably I will fail the first one, then on the second one do something great.
I'm at full health. That's why.
So
I'm not.
What I have just finished your parcel. Let me fix this up. There we go. This is your treasure parcel. I'm gonna drop this all into the party inventory sheet. Hold on, I'm going to identify the magic items. Obviously, when Oleg gives you his magical potions, he's going to tell you what they do.
Yes, please.
You find 7 of those Stag Lord amulets off of the 7 bandits. You find you find it's collectible, and you find a whole bunch of leather armors. You find 6 short bows. Haps, the leader of the bunch, dropped his composite short bow.
Nice.
Which has the propulsive trait, which means you add your strength modifier to the damage of the short bow.
Oh, nice.
Half of it, not the whole thing.
Yeah. Can you add a plus, not a plus 1, but like a 1 to the Silver Stag Lord amulet, since we would have kept that other one?
Sure.
Thank you. I don't know if we can do anything with these. They might go for more if there's a reward, or we could all put one on and potentially pretend. You know what I mean?
So, in addition to the reward that you receive from Oleg, Svetlana offers to sell you recipes. As a matter of fact, she gives you 2 free recipes for cooking. She gives you fish on a stick and haggis.
2 recipes.
Not fish on a she gives you no, not fish on a stick. What am I doing?
No, that's what she said.
No, you got to buy that one. She get hearty meal and jeweled rice is the free recipe she gives you.
No. No take backsies, Svetlana.
Fish on a stick costs 1 gold piece. So here's Svetlana's recipes, and she goes inside and she gets busy trying to cooking you her special, which is a shepherd's pie, while you guys have the time to interrogate this guy you captured.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's funny.
So Svetlana's recipes are also for sale. If anybody's interested in trying to cook when you camp.
Can we? So I'm seeing that preparation is cooking or survival. So if I use survival, I can cook.
You can cook with survival. If you have cooking lore, that's even better. But survival's usually the check you do. So survival is prepare campsite, and survival is also used to cook a special meal. So I did update your exploration little sheet to give you all the options you have in camping. That includes the companion guide.
Cool.
So let me just
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. So these this traveling camping exploration rules. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, I've written in every single extra thing they added for camping in the companion guide. This this is also in addition to exploration activities you can do while you're camping. So that includes tell a campfire story, learn from a companion, meaning if you want to learn like a companion spell or something like that, or relax. Well, when somebody tells a campfire story, everybody else relaxes. And then hunt and gather, that's how you get ingredients to cook a special meal. Because the ingredients to cook a meal includes rations plus some other ingredients. So you use one of your rations and then you use other ingredients. And they have so many recipes in this game. It's overwhelming. I don't know why they're so into cooking, but that's part of this game. If you want to engage it, you don't have to. You can just eat your rations and that's fine.
I'll probably just make an investigator with or a note with cooking that we learn. Maybe I'll start cooking, even though I cannot eat it.
There's items. The items are recipes for cooking. So I've included 2 extra items I'm putting into your party sheet.
Cooking. And you said we have hearty meal and haggis, right? I'm moving.
No, a hearty meal and jeweled rice. That's what you have. And I put it in your party sheet, your party inventory sheet. The other recipes she's willing to sell you. These are family secret recipes, but since you helped her out so much, she's willing to sell you the other recipes.
Okay, then let me read them while you guys interrogate. Okay.
What do you want to do with this guy? He's about to wake up.
Tie him up. He's tied up, right?
Yeah,
he's over near the fire.
He's tied up now. You sit him on a chair next to the fire. He wakes up. He's really groggy.
Hold on. Before he wakes up, let's establish something real quick. Who's interested in partaking in this?
I would partake in it. You mean to interrogate him?
Yes.
Scarlet will just go to the lady and learn from her.
If there's anyone in the party that might seem like they'd have, I don't want to say an issue with this, but specifically, like, I don't know how Valerie or Lindsay would take it. It might not be considered honorable if we slap the shit out of the guy or poke him with, like, something hot or do something like that. So that's why I'm saying, like...
Valerie stands around with her eagle eyes to make sure you don't do anything dishonorable.
Well, that's why I'm asking that. If someone can, maybe convince Valerie to do something else with her during this.
Might end up just getting in on it, though. I don't know.
It doesn't seem like she's the type that would do something like that.
What? Okay, so this isn't going to require any skill checks, though, right?
that's the thing. I was thinking Will. So I was thinking our most charismatic person should do a lot of the talking, especially in intimidation.
So you want Valerie
I have-
to kind of get out of the room, so she's
Pretty
not...
much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
You got to convince her. How do you want to convince her?
Well,
I can try giving it a go and say, "Hey, Valerie, let's go to the missus, and I heard she has very interesting recipes.
Deception.
You guys just want to do guy stuff.
That's a
Oh, I have
deception.
to do deception. Well, it's a deception because I'm telling the truth. We're going to her, and
she ain't lying.
Yeah, but you're trying to get her out of the room.
We're in the.
I cannot do that.
Your intentions are deceptive.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I cannot do deception.
Okay.
I'm not trained.
Why don't I say then? Why don't I say that to her?
Okay, go ahead. $19's enough. Valerie believes you, and she does leave to go out.
And I'm not sure Lindsay would be totally opposed to this either. I mean, she's a bard, but it's going to give her good writing material and performance material to hear it. I'm just saying.
Well, Lindsay, Lindsay generally would not want to see you brutally torture anybody, but your influence with her is so high that she's not going to protest.
Well, can she intimidate her, Lindsay? I don't know.
I don't think she wants to. She looks at you, Nick, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know if I want to. Maybe if I could play the good cop."
So I think that because that's possible. I think that because these did the foul act of threatening his wife, that might be reason for a woman.
Yeah, I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak plainly to Lindsay. I'm going to say, Lindsay, listen. You heard Oleg. You heard him himself. You heard of the way that they were looking at her, and people like this in groups, not going to end well. I'm not asking you to do anything that you're not comfortable with, but if there's something you don't want to see, I think you should probably walk away.
Lindsay says, so, I don't mind. I understand we got to do what we got to do. She doesn't seem to mind. I mean, she doesn't necessarily want to participate in threatening this guy, but she will stay.
What's her performance skill again?
She does have a performance skill, but I'm not sure what you want her to perform.
No, but what is it? Oh, okay. I thought it's not like you don't. So performance isn't specialized like other editions are. Like in a lot of editions, you specialize. You spec what your performance is. And you did in Pathfinder 1E.
Oh no, it doesn't have that. It doesn't specify, so
right.
It applies to any sort of performance.
If it really gets bad to torturing, maybe she can sing in a high pitch to drown out the sound. And just, that might be...
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Sure.
All right. Is he waking up?
Yeah, he's got waking up. He's looking all groggy. He looks at his situation where he's tied up, and he looks at the rest of you surrounding, and he's like, "Oh shit."
Hey, Neg, you still got that crossbow? I'm thinking.
I don't have a bullet. Yep.
I'm gonna look when you say yes. I'm gonna look at the guy tied up and say, I'm thinking we can play a game, truth or bolt. What's your thoughts on that?
He says, "Well, it doesn't look like I have much of a choice, does it?"
No, you don't. Look, I just want to get to the pointy end of this story.
He's like, "What do I got to tell you so you won't kill me?"
Well, if we let you go, what are you going to do? Hoof it back to the Stag Lord, or do you just buck tradition?
Let me go. You're not going to let me go. He just kind of chuckles.
Well, you're asking not to be killed. You think we're just going to let you walk away?
Well, I figured you turned me into the rest of security guards.
And do you see them
He didn't
around?
tell me. No, but I know Oleg's got guards coming. That's what he told us last time.
Yeah, well, you're looking at them right now.
Well, then take me to prison if that's what you're gonna do.
Well, we'd rather hear you say things. Tell us.
Well, what do you want to know? I don't know that much. I'm just a grunt. Look, my name is Schnapps. I come from Restov. You know, I was just I was a little street urchin, and I came down to the stolen lands, you know, because they told me there's some opportunity out here, and I got in with the Stag Lord. You know, I'm just a lowly grunt. I mean, they don't tell me anything.
Have you met the Stag Lord?
Oh God! And you can see he's actually visibly trembling. His hands trembling. He's like, "Oh man, that man is messed up. Nobody's ever seen his face. Nobody knows who the hell he is. He wears this ridiculous helmet with huge antlers on it, and just his voice, this gravelly voice. It can't be a human."
What do you mean by that?
Doesn't sound like a human. It sounds like he's trying to speak and it's gurgling coming out.
Could that be due to him wearing such a big helm, or?
No, there's something wrong with him. Something deeply wrong with him. I don't know what he is, but I know that nobody talks back to him. What he says goes.
How big is he?
He's like, not that much bigger than you are, probably, but nobody ever sees him. He's always got this huge mask on. He's got this big, thick leather armor on, and he's got a special bow. He's a crack shot. Never misses.
Where did you see him?
Just once when he came to our camp. He's got his own
Where
camp. I have no idea where it is. You know, they don't tell us grunts. He says, yeah, just by the Thornton River, 30 miles from here.
How many people are in your camp?
Well, there used to be, 25, 30? I don't know how many there are now. We've lost a lot. Killed by monsters and whatever.
What
kind of monsters are over there?
You name it. Owlbears, trolls, kobolds, goblins, everything.
None worse than you, I presume.
Look, I'm not pretending to be a tough guy or anything like that. I just did what I had to do because I got nothing else available to me in life.
So you steal from people, murder them if it came to it?
I do what I got to do.
And we're supposed to feel bad for you?
I didn't ask you to feel bad for me.
Is Cressel there?
Well, yeah, she's the leader of our camp. She came out with us a couple of times to come to Oleg's, and now she's she told us they don't need her anymore. We can do it ourselves.
How many bandits were left behind with Kressel?
I don't know. I think about 6 or 7 right now.
What about the Stag Lord? How big's his camp?
I've never been there. You gotta be like level 5 to go to Stag Lord's camp. That's what they tell me.
You must have heard something. You bandits talk all the time amongst yourself. Come on, you must have heard something.
Look, all I hear is that Cressel is the right hand of the Stag Lord. So she knows exactly where it is. And it's somewhere deep in the Now Marshes. I don't know exactly where. Down south. He says, it's like when we do a really good job, we have a great haul, we kill a lot of enemies, we kill some guards. When we impress Cressel, then she lets us graduate and go down there. But I've only been with the troop for 2 weeks. I don't know Jack.
And if I show you the map, if I show you a map, can you point out where you guys are located?
I don't have a choice. So you show him your map, and I'll put a mark. The map that you guys have of your
stolen land.
Yeah, the what's it called? The brown map.
Yeah.
With the brown map, I don't have that one up. That one I didn't build a link to. Do you have a link for that one?
Yeah, I dropped it on the bottom. It's in there.
In the wait. I don't.
I
Wait.
think John put it in your character sheet.
I put in your character sheet,
Oh.
but also I put
you did.
I
Okay.
put a link up on the chat box. So that place where he draws a circle, that's where he identifies. That's where his camp is, but that's not the Stag Lord's main fortress. He says.
Yeah.
You're saying you put this link in notes?
So go to images. Go to images.
I got it.
type
Okay,
in
I got
your
it.
map.
Oh, that's right. I got it.
There you go.
I see his link.
Okay.
Okay, our map.
Yeah.
Okay. there
So
we
this
are.
guy seems like he's just completely defeated. He's not even trying to give any resistance. He's like, yeah, if you left Haps alive, he probably could have told you more. I don't know, Jack. He's like, you gotta, do with me what you will, put me in prison. But if you're gonna kill me, it doesn't look like I have much of a choice. I'm not in a great position here to negotiate.
Well, what can you do if we keep you alive? There's got to be something you can do for us.
He says, what do you want me to do?
What do you?
Well, it's your life. It's your life you're bargaining for. Convince me why we should keep you alive.
He thinks for a couple of seconds. He says, well, I mean, I haven't personally killed anybody. Should I be put to death if I haven't personally killed anybody? What are even the laws around here? He's like, I've only been part of their group for 2 weeks.
Right,
I'm guilty of thievery.
Roll a diplomacy, John. No, I'm just playing.
No, that's what he's got. He doesn't got much. He's got 1 hit point, and he doesn't have much negotiating skills. He looks very defeated, and he looks like the minute he sees all of you, he's like, my life is over, kind of a situation.
He is going to be a drag on us to take him along. Maybe if Oleg was willing to hold him, but I don't know if there's anyone that can come and take him off Oleg's hands. That
if something happens and we leave him with Oleg here, and
we can leave it with Valerie.
Valerie says, well, Valerie's not here, so.
Yeah, well,
when you guys leave Oleg's trading post, you're gonna have a character selection screen, Valerie versus Lindsay, because your party size got to be 6.
Yeah.
So this would be a great excuse for Valerie to stay behind.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, because I wouldn't want to leave this guy there, and then do something. You know what I mean?
Well, he is tied up. I mean, he can't do anything tied up.
But he's gonna grow healthy again eventually, and then he could be a threat to. Without Valerie there, he could be a threat to Oleg or his Svetlana.
Exactly, and that's my concern on that. Let me ask a couple more questions. So the Stag Lord, does he trust anyone?
I would assume he trusts absolutely no one.
Not even Kressel?
Well, she's his right-hand man just because she's ruthless. I saw her kill women and children. She doesn't care. That would even nauseate me. We ambushed a caravan the first day I joined, and she just went in and ruthlessly just murdered everybody in the caravan before the rest of us even arrived. It was just a massacre. I just turned my stomach. She has absolutely no humanity in her.
Well, are there any other lieutenants or captains or?
Well, I've heard names of a whole bunch of people. And he's gonna rattle off a bunch of names. let me look this shit up. He's got a whole bunch of names that he can rattle off.
So that circle you drew around the river, that's where the camp is.
Yeah.
Okay. On the Thorn River. Yeah. Makes sense. To the Thorn River Bandits.
There's a man named Akiros. I heard about a man named Aux. I heard about a man named Dovin. That's all I can think of right now. Never met any of them. They don't let me. They don't let me into the fortress.
Yeah.
And what's this guy's name? Have we asked him what his name is yet?
No, we didn't.
Schnapps.
What's
Snap.
Schnapps, he told
Schnapps?
us.
Yeah, Schnapps. That's right. Like spelled like the German drink.
Yeah,
Schnapps?
yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
have you met a gnome?
A gnome. No.
Recent? Yeah, a purple gnome.
No.
No.
Okay.
So, are there any merchants helping you guys, or are you strong arming everyone like you are here?
I don't know what kind of operation a Stag Lord's got. You know, I don't know if he's got insiders and merchants and who knows what else. All we are is a satellite base, and I don't get to learn anything about his operation until I level up. They say.
Well, have you heard of any rivalries or factions with other bandit groups or anything among yourselves?
There used to be. A rumor is that Stag Lord murdered every single one of them, and those who don't join him die.
Well, does he hate anyone or anything right now?
I think he hates everything.
Everything. Okay.
He hates everything.
And these amulets, I show him one of them. I was like, do these? Will this get us in anywhere?
Well, you can try, but you're gonna try to have to convince them that you're one of us.
Well, how would I go about doing that? Is there any passwords or phrases?
Well, he said, you know what? They did.
Signals?
They do have a secret language called Thieves' Cant. They haven't taught me. I can't help you, but I know Haps knows it, and I know Kressel knows it. And Haps, well, he ain't teaching anybody anything, seeing what you did to him.
None of us know it.
So there's he tells you there's a special language called Thieves' Cant that they speak, and if you can learn this language, it's sort of like a signal of you being one of them.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
But
anyways,
was it called Steve Cam?
Thieves' Cant. It's a language of the thieves guilds and certain bandits.
Yeah.
Has he? And I asked him. I asked Schnapps, in your travels from where your camp is to here, have you seen any small settlets or little hamlets, caves and that sort of thing down that area?
From where I'm from, well, I know that I you know what? There is a creepy temple to the west of our camp, and we've been warned very thoroughly not to go anywhere near that place. It's haunted. And there's something about when the Stag Lord came to our camp, as a matter of fact, it's really strange. He was talking about that place, but I don't know what he wanted with it. And he was talking to Haps and Kressel and gave them orders about something about that place.
Interesting. And that, by the west, you obviously mean it's across the river or into the forest.
Yeah, it's deep in the Nell marshes. I not know where I'd go. The freaking number of monsters you encounter just walking every couple of feet down there, and plus it's difficult terrain. You can't even move in there. Horrible place. It's called Bandit Cant, not Thieves' Cant. The Thieves' Cant is a 5th edition.
Okay.
He said, yeah. So there's all these there passwords and phrases, but they told me you got to be level 2 to learn any of this. He says, Haps knows it and Kressel knows it, but the rest of us were just grunts.
Bandits Cant. Huh.
Bandit Cant. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So this
Cant. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a way that you can possibly disguise yourselves as these bandits if you can learn this.
Okay.
Right. That's bandits. At least it's not Thieves' Cant. Thieves' Cant only thieves can learn.
Yeah. Thieves' Cant is a 5th edition thing.
Goes way back to 1E.
Yeah, of course. I remember. No, it's not that specific. It's not like a specific language in this game. But it's just like different passphrases and secret communication. Maybe hand gestures, passphrases, that kind of stuff. No, that's pretty good information, I think, for this guy. You would have gotten
I
more
think
with
so,
Haps,
too.
but this is
Oh
not.
yeah, but I don't know who killed Haps. So,
Well,
someone did. I honestly don't know who, but whoever you are, you know what you
I
did.
think it was Valerie.
Damn
It
it,
was either
John.
her or me.
Damn
well,
it,
that was a
Gunther.
good move. Good move by the DM, man.
No,
Yeah, I know.
I think it was Gunther who killed Haps. Valerie, I would not have killed Haps. I would have
Okay.
made some sort of a circumstantial reason not to kill Haps. So I don't think I would have killed Haps.
Well, in the thick incitement of a fight.
Yeah,
Things like
unless the situation made it where Valerie definitely would have to do it. As a matter of fact, Valerie's the one who incapacitated this guy. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I even knew which one Haps was. I just took out the dude that was doing damage.
No, they were not fully identified to you when they first started attacking. They were just called different styles of bandit.
Well, there
So
was one with a different picture.
So if you had done you did a recall knowledge on Haps, but the question you asked is what is his weakest save. If you had asked for identification, is this guy the leader? You would have found out he's Haps.
Yeah.
You guys did do the recall knowledge. You guys did think to do the recall knowledge, but the question you asked didn't help you identify the leader.
So Bandits Can't isn't even on the archive of Nethys. So
It's
I guess
not.
this is something.
No. This is specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a specific language that you learn, your character learn, and nothing like that. It's just something where a bunch of secret passphrases and gestures.
Yeah. Okay, so that is like Thebes Can't.
Yeah, it's not something you can learn through character creation. Is what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Do we know how long it takes to learn that?
No.
Probably. The only thing I've ever looked at in real life like that is the hobos symbol system, but it's not really a cant. Of course, this is a fantasy world, so what the heck?
You guys learned a lot from this guy, I think. I mean, you have you have a location of his base, not the main base, but his base. You learned some information about areas around his base, which is very helpful. You learned about the leader, the Stag Lord. You learned a little bit about this guy. He sounded like he's a real nasty person. A real creepy, supernatural air about him. He's not this grunt is not even sure the Stag Lord is human because when he speaks, he gurgles, an unnatural gurgle that no human can make that kind of a noise. He says.
The last thing we'd ask him is, does he speak always in the common tongue, or is there another language that he speaks?
He hardly ever
Stag
speaks. I've only heard him say one thing, and that was to give a command to Kressel. And that was related to that weird temple to our west.
Okay, so he might have many other languages or completely different. Oh boy. What time is it now?
It is at this point it is kind of heading towards noontime.
Okay.
So if you guys are done with him, you can leave him tied up. He's not going anywhere. Valerie's watching him.
Yeah. I'm gonna say to him, well, Schnapps, you're lucky that you were so forthcoming. If you weren't, I think your head would be in the fire over here.
He says, I know better than play around when I have absolutely no options.
Well, good. And do yourself a favor and get out of this life. Seems like you were born to lose.
Yeah,
and I start walking away.
I'm way too low level for you to even need to roll skill checks on me.
So now he's going to become good, hopefully.
Well, why? You're going to try to convince him to be good?
I told him he doesn't look like this is a life for him. Get out of it, or else.
He's like,
we could just
that'd be nice, but but I mean, have you seen the economy of Restov? What kind of opportunities available for a man like me?
Maybe you should beg Oleg for forgiveness and to fix his damn roof.
And we leave you in the hands of one of our most honored and esteemed companions, Valerie. Perhaps you can follow her lead and find a better path.
Perhaps you could
Scarlet.
work.
So, Scarlet.
No, go ahead, Ron.
No,
I was
you
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say. Never mind, Scarlet. You go.
Oh, I was just going to say that Scarlet comes around and says, there's lots of paths going on. You can do whatever you want. Don't stick with the easiest path. And she's going to try to heal him a little bit, at least to go his wounds a little bit.
Okay. You can when you heal him, can you roll me like a maybe a persuasion or a nature or something?
Okay. Nature, here goes.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. He says, well, nobody's really showed me no enemies have ever showed me that kind of kindness before, he says. And you can see he's kind of deep in thought about his about who he is and his actions. All right, so if you guys are done with him, once you get out of the room, you see that Svetlana is just so happy that you guys have actually.
Wait, there's a question, John.
Yeah.
Now that I'm there, because I was not there in the interrogation. I asked him, hey, do you know something about the swamp witch that supposedly is in the
Oh yeah. Shit.
No, I've
Dinar
never.
Marshes?
No, my level's too low to know about anything like that.
What about the ring of Svetlana?
Oh yeah, I heard about it. It wasn't me, but it was another group when they came last month. Yeah, they got that in their hall. It's probably back at my camp.
All right.
Thank you.
So as you guys leave and Valerie you kind of direct Valerie to go in and watch him. Valerie starts proselytizing. Have you heard about the glory of Shaylin? And he screams out, "Oh God, I changed my mind. I want to die."
Nope, not on the table anymore.
So you guys come out and Svetlana's gonna cook you one of her special meals because she wants to give you a good reward in addition to the recipe she gave you. So Svetlana's gonna cook you a shepherd's pie, which you guys don't really need because what it does is it increases your long rest healing.
Oh,
You can buy this meal from her, but she cooks the most delicious shepherd pie. The meat is just so tender, and the crust is flaky. She crits the seeds on everything she cooks. So you guys are given the the discount where the prices you pay now are normal prices for anything here. Anything that you are looking for can be made available here because this trading post is constantly having people come back and forth from Restov. So whatever you're looking for, you can find here if you need to buy things. And of course, Oleg is agreeable now to purchase your loot from you at regular prices with a 50% markup. That's the standard. Oh, 50% markdown or yeah.
Of cost, yeah.
Yeah.
Of MSRP.
Yeah, MSRP. Blue Book. Would you everything in the party sheet? Do you want to put it in your inventory or I'm going to sell it before you guys head out?
Let's see what's
John, I want to buy from her fish on a stick and shepherd's pie.
Okay.
Where are items? Oh, sorry.
How much would it be?
Her recipes are right here. Shepherd's pie, 2 gold pieces. Fish on a stick recipe is 1 gold piece.
Okay, so 3 gold pieces.
Hey, do you want me to hold silver stag amulets
Yes. Let's keep
All right.
those. Those might come in handy. And there's someone can take the healing potion. There's a minor one there.
Maybe
Are we
give
gonna
it to the NPC just in case. So this time it'll be
to Lindsay?
Lindsay's the one that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you
Sure.
Just in
yeah,
case.
so if you guys take Lindsay with you, she can of course hold one. And of course, before you guys leave, Svetlana insists that you stay the night. You know, she's
Sure.
gonna keep your room really warm. So you guys turn in for the night. It's the sun sets and it's a very cool night in the beginning of spring. And as you guys kind of drift off to sleep, specifically for Scarlet, you hear a voice, a very distant voice. The voice kind of is in a pleading tone. It's a sweet woman's voice, and she says, "Does anybody hear me? Does anybody hear me? Somebody out there, you must hear me." And Scarlet, you wake up and you're not sure if you're in a dream or you're fully awake right now. But everywhere around you, you see a purple mist. And then the voice comes again. Does anybody hear me? Please answer me.
I can hear you, ma'am. Or sir, was it manly or soft?
It's a woman's voice.
I can hear you, ma'am.
She says, "Please come to the window. Come to the window so I can see you."
Okay, I go near the window. I'm curious.
So outside the window, you see Oleg's trading post, but it's a little bit different. It seems completely empty, as if, everything was just taken away except for the buildings. The entire trading post is filled with a purple smoke. It's hard to see anything, but in the distance, you see a figure, kind of walking forward into the darkness. And the figure says, "It has been so long. Somebody hears me. I'm reaching out to you from beyond space and time." She says, "Let me know you." And you can feel some sort of presence trying to probe your mind, trying to asking you to let it in. Do you resist it, or do you want to just let it talk to you?
Oh, how do I know a little bit of, like, do I feel about the voice?
That you tell me how you feel about the voice.
Well, Scarlett says, "Okay, you know what? Let's go for it. I always like helping people."
You let her into your mind a little bit, and you can feel a very warm, gentle presence in your mind. It feels very familiar to you. And she says, this is why you can hear me. We are very much alike. I can feel it. I can see it now. I was like you once. And she says, perhaps you are the only one who can help me. You're the only one who can hear me. And you can see the purple mist gets thicker and thicker. And she says, I know why you're here. She says, you're here to help the land. You're here to help the dying land.
That I am, my lady.
And the figure seems to come out of the ground as if growing like a plant. You can see it in the darkness. As the smoke clears, you see a beautiful female figure rise out of the ground as if growing like a plant. And the figure has the shape of a female, is completely made out of plants. And the figure looks at you and says, I was like you once, eons ago. He says, you must know this land is dying. There is a horrible curse on the land. and it must be destroyed, or else everything you see, all the plants, the trees, the sun, everything will crumble to darkness.
Oh
This-
no!
If you can hear me, then you're the only one who can stop it. He says,
How? Where do I start?
You start by destroying the biggest threat to the land. I sense why you are here, and I sense you are already on a path to do so. That one that you call the Stag Lord. He is a monster of the deepest caliber. He says, you must know your enemy before you face him. He says, I can lead you to knowledge. He says, follow my path. He says, she says, deep in the Now Marshes, next to your destination, there is a forbidden temple, the Temple of the Elk. Go to the temple, find the broken hut next to the temple, and I will show you the Stag Lord's secrets.
What was the last thing she said? I'm sorry.
I will show you the Stag Lord's secrets.
I will do so. This land should never be cursed. Especially, we don't like that.
You will know his weakness, and knowing his weakness, you can destroy him. He says, but beware, I sense another dark presence in the Temple of the Elk. Be sure you are ready to face it before you go there.
Do you know how many levels? I mean, she doesn't say levels, but how strong we must be to battle.
You are almost strong enough, but not quite.
So mostly almost level 2 probably.
And she says, please, I have been so alone for so long, knowing nothing but my own voice and the echoes of the great beyond. Please, let me let me connect with you. Let me stay connected with someone, something familiar, so I don't forget what the world was like before I left it.
Yes, I would like to help you with that. Jeline do not know the beauty of the world again? No, Jeline wouldn't like that either, for you to miss out. So she gives her hand to the guardian.
She says, no, she wouldn't. And she says, I only project myself to you, for my body is far, far away. He says, but we can stay connected. We can stay together. She says, I will give you a gift. Please plant your seed inside that gift. And as she says this, she fades away. So Scarlet, you kind of wake up. You're not sure if it was a dream, because the purple smoke is gone, and all you see are the party around you. Half of them are snoring, and right next to you on the table, you see something strange that wasn't there when you fell asleep. You see a jar, a glass jar, and inside the jar is some dirt.
Okay, so I take one of my fruits that I have, and I try to plant that in that jar.
When you open the jar, a tingling sensation comes out of it. There's clearly something magical about the jar. You plant one of your seeds inside the soil. Obviously, it will take a long time for the seed to actually grow.
Oh, wow. So it was not a dream. In the morning, I must warn everybody what we must do. And the Stark Lord. So he was a monster, like that bandit said. What the guys told me that they say about him.
Yep, I put a jar of magical soil in your inventory.
Thank you. Okay, so in the morning when I see that everybody wakes up, while we're eating around dinner, I start explaining about my dream, about the connection with the garden, about the curse, about the land, about how the Stag Lord really is a monster that we should be warned, and that we shouldn't go to that temple. Um, so maybe first we should deal with the little bandits, and then maybe go to that temple, because that way maybe we'll level up for it.
Yeah, we have to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
She said that there's a greater evil in that temple. Didn't
Yeah.
specify what it was. I'm going to, let me see. It's time to award you some role playing points.
Is this actually part of the game?
What do you mean?
I mean, the Guardian. Is it actual part of the? I'll start playing. I'm just asking you as
You don't know.
a curiosity.
Maybe not. Yeah,
I love
well,
it.
yeah, I can't tell you that. You know, that's behind the GM screen.
Mhm.
Well, I love your story. I'm enjoying it.
I hope none of you have played the video game.
Nope.
Okay,
No,
so you don't know exactly what all this is about. So
I'm
no,
halfway
I
done.
don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're all going to install it tonight.
yeah, but you're just cheating yourselves. You know, you're cheating yourselves
yeah.
out of a great story if you spoil everything, because you can play the video game and literally know who the last boss is and everything.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to play it because I've decided that if I play any of them, it'd be Wrath of the Righteous.
Yeah, that game's
Or
worth
whatever it's
playing.
called.
That game
Yeah.
actually
Well,
takes place just to the northeast of where you guys are, and it takes place many years later.
as long as I get 110 XP, I won't spoil it for myself.
I don't care if you spoil it for yourself; it's your loss, not mine.
Yeah, 110 XP would put us at the next level, which would be wonderful.
Yeah, I know. I've been dying to get to level 2 in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
I told you guys, when we started, this is slow level up.
Yeah, we know.
Is that the whole game?
Yeah, the whole game's slow level up because of the amount of content in the game. They recommend slow level up if you play the game as it's intended.
Okay.
So you guys got a little. You guys are 110 out of one. You guys are 100 off of level 2, which is
100 from level 2.
Yeah, 100 XP from level 2.
Okay, and we didn't get much XP for that fight.
You did.
We did.
But unfortunately, like I was telling everyone before, if you have 7 people in a party, the XP goes down. The less people you have in your party, the higher the XP you get for fighting the same enemies.
Okay, so we had 7 there. Okay.
You had 7 people, so it would have been 120 XP, but you instead got 85 XP.
Holy shit.
But I didn't even get that on my sheet.
No, yeah, you did. I automatically updated everybody.
Did you do that one? Because I don't think it went up.
No, I did. I did so a while ago.
85. Yeah, I did. I did see the 85.
No, I can see everybody's XP from my end, and everybody should have the same XP, 110.
Because I thought I was at 1080, and now I'm 1100, so I've only gained 20. I thought, but is that right?
You were at 1005. At the beginning of the beginning of tonight.
Oh, okay. Then that's right.
You guys are very close to second level, but you need about 100.
Mm-hmm. We got to be bold. Tonight was good. We were very bold.
All right, so the next day is here. Let's make sure your party inventory is cleaned out before we set out.
Give the healing potions to oh my god, let me see.
Lindsay. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me when you guys are ready to sell the rest of the stuff you have.
I don't want anything from it.
Take the healing potions out.
Okay,
John, you should-
I'm gonna put the healing
Yeah.
potions in Lindsay's inventory.
Everything, unless someone here has a bow that needs arrows. I only use
No,
bolts.
Well, Gunther
nerf
took
the
the
arrows.
arrows. Gunther
Nerf
took
the
all the
arrows.
arrows.
I've got them.
Okay, you got them. Okay, good.
So you guys have not a bad amount of gold. You have 34 gold in the party inventory and 74 silver.
Okay, far out.
That's actually pretty good money. But you know, a set of plate mail, unlike 5th edition, it actually costs 30 gold.
Right.
Yeah, fucking
What is
1,800 gold.
What does a +1 cloak of defense or whatever it's called cost? That's what I want to.
+1. There's not that many items in the game that will directly raise your armor class like that.
Okay.
There are, but they're generally things like a rune you add onto your armor.
Right. Right. Well, runes are good.
Yeah, so when you hit level 2, you can purchase the +1 rune for your weapons. Yeah, at level 4, you get to do striking runes for your weapons. Level 5 is shield runes and armor runes.
Okay.
All right, so the party sheet's cleaned up. Where to?
Well, I think we're going south.
You got a new day. You can go ahead and drag that "You are here" pointer.
We can drag
Before
it
we
too,
leave,
right?
I bought some cookware from Stephana.
Oh, well,
Okay. Just
Just
remember, when you hit an area, you don't necessarily find what's there unless you do the reconnoiter action.
yeah. Yeah. We can travel in a day to open areas. So, do we want to go?
You can travel
My question is-
one area and do a reconnoiter, or travel two and not do a reconnoiter.
Do we want to travel towards their camp? We know where their camp is. I'm just going to drop that again. Their camp is.
You don't like saying reconnoiter, do you, John?
I don't even know how to pronounce that word.
It is reconnoiter.
That doesn't sound right though.
I swear to God, it is reconnoiter.
I think in French it's reconnaître, isn't it? I don't know.
I know in English. That's about it.
Yeah, we use the French word, from what I remember.
It would make
Pingo.
sense. I
Yeah.
learned it from the military.
Yeah,
So that's another reason I think it would make sense, since we base our
Yeah.
army off of Napoleon. But yeah.
Yep. I think that's where we want to go. Right where you put that, we want to go into this hex here. Yes,
Yeah.
towards
Okay.
their camp. And there's woods there, so yeah, we got to reconnoiter
Which
the
map are you
woods.
guys looking at?
The stolen lands, not the your map,
Stolen
the other
lands,
one.
not the other. Yeah, the stolen lands. Sorry.
Okay, so
Should've meant that.
that's one travel action. Do you have are you staying there for the rest of the day?
Is that a?
You have a
Can
second.
somebody show me the map, please?
Sure, that map?
Images, the stolen lands, or that. Like
Yeah,
you just did.
it's
you.
on that one.
Oh,
That one's on your.
If you take the top left where it says drag record link and you drop it in one of the 1 to 12 on the bottom of your screen, that you could actually open that map in the future without having to have him share it or search
Yeah,
it
you can
manually.
just click it.
I
That's what I
had the other map on there. I forgot to add the other one. But thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that's what I did earlier too. I forgot to add it.
All right, so you moved one hex. You have a second travel action for the day.
Right, we could move to the hex where their camp is, which is next. Which is, from what I understand, right here.
Is that
hex.
correct on the map, John?
Yeah.
From where you marked
yeah.
it?
Right, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is from. I'm looking at your map stolen.
Oh yeah,
Oops.
the circle. Okay. Yeah, we
So
could go
it's-
there. Whoa. And
So it's here.
gravity reverses.
So do you want to make that second movement?
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably going to cause an encounter because it's more treacherous terrain. But let's do it.
Okay.
Let's be bold.
So as you step onto the second hex, the issue is that is difficult terrain because it's now marshes. So you don't
Right.
completely move there. You actually move like you actually find yourself like somewhere around here at the end of the day.
Yeah, partially into it. We're into partial hexes.
Yeah, so
I get it.
you partially move into that hex because it's going to take one more action to move there. So
Yeah,
you're over here. There is an encounter roll for. Okay.
we get the the green dragon of the woods.
Oh, hold on. Before that encounter roll, I have to do the area roll, and since you're going now
Right.
in now marshes, I have to. There's a different DC, so I got to beat that.
Ooh. Probably not.
That is a no, actually. So no, you don't get an encounter.
Even in
Interesting.
the next hex, the partial hex, you don't get an encounter.
You
Or
don't
what?
you don't get an encounter because the encounters are randomly rolled, and that number is not enough to get you an encounter.
Damn, I was looking for
You were looking for
an
one.
encounter.
Well,
Yeah.
We're looking to
you
level
guys
up.
you guys can walk in a circle like Final Fantasy to grind levels. I can't
Yeah,
stop
let's
you
do
from
that.
doing that.
It's like we walk around like
my
a
God.
zombie.
By the time you hit level 2, Tartuccio's going to be the new king.
It's
Oh,
like you
no.
walk around like a zombie in all this area, and then suddenly you come wide awake and totally alert when something you encounter. Yeah.
Okay,
I like
so
that.
that's your daytime of travel, and now we are in nighttime. We are in camping.
Can I hear the rush of the water in the distance from where I am now?
You can probably hear it. It's
Oh,
close
that's
enough.
great. That makes me much more happier. I was feeling
Okay, so now we are at
out of
nighttime. We are doing camping. Because Lindsay's with you, everybody gets a +1 to camping activities.
okay. I gotta look up
So,
camping activities again.
somebody's got to prepare a campsite. Somebody uses survival to prepare a campsite.
Yeah,
I am
well,
going to do that.
So
Let
sounds
me
like a
guess.
because you're in the now marshes now, the DC is higher.
cool.
Yeah,
We
you
might be,
guys are
we
trying
might
to set up a camp in the middle of the swamp. So you got to find a place that's dry. You
wait.
got to
Well,
start a fire.
maybe it's not a good idea if the druid does it because druids are like sleeping up in trees and stuff. No.
I mean, I do it for you guys. I will cook and prepare the camp for you guys.
No, you
because
do
I
the
like
camp.
it.
All
I think
right.
it'd make total
So
sense for a druid
roll
to
a
get it.
prepare campfire. Prepare campsite. Oh, that is
Woo, look at
success.
that.
That is a
Impressive.
regular success. You have your campfire. You have your campsite up. Now that the campsite is up, we want to talk about: does anybody want to do camping activities?
It's a good question. Let me take a
I
look.
want to tell Lindsay. I want to thank Lindsay for being out there in the face of in the middle of a situation that could have made her feel uncomfortable, but that showed courage on her part.
Lindsay says, "I trust you guys. I know you guys would not do something that dishonorable."
One thing I would like to...
She just hears crickets from me. Like she just hears and I'm like, right, and I just walk away.
Okay, so the campsite is prepared. Do we have any?
And I would, yeah, well, because now I know we're in the Gnarl Marshes, which is an area that I am familiar with. Not this north, but I know its perils and treachery and danger. So I would like to actually camouflage our campsite from prying eyes and other things that go bump in the night. Can I do that?
That is a stealth check. A stealth check against the now marsh zone DC. Well, you get a plus 1 to your check because of Lindsay.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I mean, I hope I don't screw things up. What happens if I fail this?
You get immediately encountered. a critical failure. Actually, I don't think Let me see. Decrease the encounter DC for your camp by 2, and flat checks made to determine. So you don't get immediately encounter. That's if you critically fail to prepare campsite, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do this. Do I need to put it into the dice tower?
No.
Okay. Stealth. Where are we? Let's see. Okay. Oh, it sucks. It's 11 failure,
That is a
but not a
regular.
crit fail.
It's a regular failure, which does not have any penalty.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Dang.
so you try to kind of put some vines and stuff, but you're not really experienced in actually camouflaging this many people.
Right. So true.
Anybody else want to do any camping activities?
Can I try? I want to try doing the recipe fish on a stick.
Now, in order to do the recipe, Fish on a Sticks has requirements on how many basic ingredients, right?
Yes, it says 2.
So in order to get basic ingredients, somebody's got to go hunt them. Somebody's got to go catch some fish.
Do some hunting gatherers. That's someone with survival could do that.
I can do all that, but I feel
can
like
do it.
I can
That's
do
all
it
right.
if you want. Okay, I'll do that.
This is what druids do. They do everything.
Because Scarlet is doing 3 activities, that also is bringing the number of activities you guys do this night up.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's gonna go catch the fish and she's gonna try to cook them. So go ahead, roll the survival to catch the fish. That's that is a regular success against the zone DC. So you get you find a number of basic ingredients equal to the zone DC plus 1d4 special ingredients. So you get 20 ingredients and 2 special ingredients. These ingredients will go bad after your when you get to your next travel excursion, just like your rations. You guys were given rations by Svetlana before you set out. As long as you stay at Oleg, she will give you a week's worth of rations whenever you leave, so you don't have to pay for it.
So these ingredients will last a week also, or just the next?
This will last until you get back to Svetlana's. So you have
how many special ingredients?
Two special ingredients and 20 regular ingredients. Right now, the recipes you have don't have special ingredients in it.
Okay, then I'm going to now try and cook the fish.
20 is a success. Remember, are you adding +1 to all your rolls?
I did the first one, so this one will be 21.
Okay, that's still a regular success. So you are able to make fish on a stick for everybody. You can look up what the success is for fish on a stick.
So for the next 24 hours, the ears can go up to 17 hours without sleep before becoming fatigued.
Yeah, that's one of the best recipes. So that gives you extra travel time. You guys can do a forced march double time with fish on a stick.
Wow, that's
I'm
crazy.
amazed at your wild crafting skills.
I could stay up all night.
Yeah.
You can after you eating this a now march fish that she caught for you guys.
Scarlet, what did you put in this fish? I'm like scratching.
I don't know. I followed the recipe.
The rations that Svetlana gave us, did that include rum and ale and stuff like that, or I'm just thinking,
You have to buy that separately. I think you can buy alcohol.
Yeah, that's all right. I
can't imagine you can't buy alcohol, but you can't make rum at a campfire. You got to ferment it and stuff.
No, you have to bring it. Yeah.
So, do you guys want to sleep, or do you want to can we give it a go?
Well, we only have to put up a watch for 3 hours? Is that it? Or no, not as many hours, right? If we choose not to. Am I right about that, John? And that could be one of the benefits is we could shorten our watch.
The watch, I'm not. I'm just making it because they have to go sit there counting hours and stuff. I think it's too much to manage.
Okay. All right, so we're not bothering with it. Cool.
Yeah, because they literally have you counting hours, and depending on your party size, the watch can be different. If you're a party of 4, party of 7, and I'm looking at it, there's no benefit to playing that. So the watch is just a normal watch. Just goes by the watch order that we have, and I am going to roll encounter because you spent 3 actions here. So I am going to roll to see if you get an encounter first. No encounter. Because in order to get an encounter here at the Now Marshes, plus the it's I think I have to roll a flat 14. So you don't get an encounter tonight. And the night passes by relatively comfortably, but obviously you're in the swamp.
I love it. It's great.
And we have the next day.
The next day we could move closer to that camp if we want to.
Oh, you're right there, pretty much. You're
right where the camp?
You're halfway there. But you don't know exactly. Yeah. But you walk around; it's nothing but swampland for you.
Yeah, well, 6 miles in a swamp like this—that's a lot of heavy trekking in.
So you guys are in difficult terrain at this point.
It's okay. We can force march.
You can because you had the fish on a stick. You're fine.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I would think it would be a good idea if we could at least get it close enough to their camp to survey it and reconnoiter it, and
Okay, so you can take one action to finish the movement to this camp, to this area. You don't exactly. You look around; it's nothing but disgusting, smelly swampland. So you're gonna have to do the recon.
But there's a river running through it, which is beautiful for me, anyways. Where there's a river, there's beauty. There's just no way around it. And the reconnoiter is part of the camp activities, right?
Reconnoiter is a perception check.
Okay, I'll do a reconnoiter.
Perception check against the zone DC. So go ahead.
Well, is there a consequence in crit filling it?
No.
Okay, don't get stung by 5-inch long hornets or anything.
That wouldn't make any sense as a consequence for failing to see something.
You could step into a hornet.
Oh, that's true. That is true. You could step into the quicksand.
Not that I want to give you ideas. All right, here's mine. Oh, 18.
18's not enough.
It's a failure.
It's not enough.
Wow, that's a big DC.
You guys are in some really murky territory. Can barely see anything. Despite your best possible efforts and your love for this area, you can't find anything. Anybody else want to try?
Yeah, I'm going to do the cantrip root reading. So that will give me a +1 status bonus in attempt to seek hidden or undetected creature until the end of your turn. And with that, I also try to talk with the nature around me, the plants, to see.
Okay, what ability are you using again? I know about the talk to plant stuff. What? Okay, let's see. Let's see what it says. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, so you said that it's perception?
It's a perception check.
Okay, so I'll add a +1 to that.
That's still a failure.
Yeah, no.
I'll give it a try too.
Okay. Also a failure.
Why not if we're all looking?
25. Gunther, I guess you use some of your stellar navigation skills. Kind of triangulate the area of the water. You realize that wherever the camp is has to be close to the water because people need to drink water. And using that to triangulate and estimate the distance, you are able to locate where you think is the camp.
Hey guys, I think it's over there.
Let's go to it slowly.
So how far is the camp? From when you say over there, like...
It's within close travel distance, an hour or so.
Couple of miles, maybe. I want to go to it, but I want to approach stealthily if we're going to it, if we can.
Oh, sure. You guys are that means you are avoiding notice, which is an exploration activity. You move at half speed,
right?
But you're stealthing.
Right, that is it. Right. Gotta keep looking at those.
So you guys are stealthily moving along, and you don't have to roll anything for now. Far off in the distance, you see there's an area where the stream forks off. And in that area, you guys see a bunch, two towers. And on the towers, there's two bandits standing watch. If you get any closer, you're within their watch distance. You see another bandit kind of just sitting by a tree stump.
How far is he from the tree stump?
He's sitting right next to it.
Oh.
But that's all. That's the only bandits you see. You don't know if there's any more.
And we can't see any like tents or anything like that on the ground.
From where you're coming from, you don't see any tents. What you see is there's a lot of vegetation and swampland, and there's two towers that rise above the swampland. On the towers, there's two of those bandits. You identify them as bandits because you've met them before. They are keeping watch on those two towers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seems how we don't know how many bandits are below them. We don't want to alert them.
How
Can
far
you
away
put
are
them
they?
to sleep?
That's true, but it's only a 30-foot range sleep. That's the problem.
Yeah, the two towers are like at least 100 feet apart.
Okay.
Okay. Is there, in the ground surrounding it, is there a place where the trees or bushes are particularly thicker that might afford more cover to approach it?
Sure, the trees are thick everywhere, but these bandits have a height advantage in detecting you.
Right.
So you can approach, but you can approach with stealth, avoiding notice. Whoever wants to roll a stealth.
Surely we would get a bonus on it somehow because they have to see down, see us under the tree cover, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking, or maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. I don't know.
It's calculated in their ability to detect your stealthing.
Okay. Who's the stealthiest here? We don't know.
I'm plus
My stealth
3.
I'm +5. That's mine.
Yeah, I'm +5 too.
Okay, well,
I'm +4.
anyone else got as good stealth? No? Sounds like +5 is the highest.
I have a +2. Not you don't rely on me for this.
Yeah,
Okay.
me either.
And it's against that area DC, right? Whoa. That's a tough roll.
Well, let me ask you this, John. Is there anything that we can do to help with this, such as using the local fauna, to try and like maybe rub some mud on us, that way we can get a circumstance bonus, perhaps?
Sure, if you want to rub some mud on yourselves, you can do that as, somebody can try helping you do that as a nature check to disguise yourself to help your stealth check. That would make sense.
Yeah, so Scarlet, maybe you can help with some do that by, rubbing some mud on us, using some local fauna, maybe some like terrain that you can pick off the ground and stick on us. You know what I mean?
You mean flora, right? Because I don't want to.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I'm saying fauna. Yes, fauna.
No, I don't want us to mash squirrels and stuff up against our bodies and slugs. That doesn't work for me. But
Scarlett looks at you and you see that her eyes glow, even like her green eyes are like glowing, and like, I can actually put mud on you and put dirt. Of course, let's do this. She's going to try. Oh no.
That's not going to aid.
She failed.
Yeah, she didn't do it. You didn't do a great job putting the mud on him. So if you want to stealth in, you can approach from the north or the south. Because the east and the west are too thick with vegetation, you can't even get through it. You can probably approach from the north or the south.
Come from the what direction people want? Do we come from? We sort of came from the north.
Yeah.
West, right? We were moving southwest. We came from the northeast, so maybe we come from the north. Which guard in the tower looks the wimpiest? The one on the north or the south? No, that's
You can't tell from your distance. So I'm gonna
This is
put you.
gonna
I'm
be
gonna put you on a map, and you guys. And I'm going to make the couple of bandits that are visible to you. I'm gonna make visible.
okay.
Okay. There's bandit number 1, who is visible. He's on a tower, and bandit with a beautiful finger.
Oh, a beautiful finger! Wow.
And you think you see a bandit sitting next to a tree stump. So I'm going to make this bandit over here with an astonished grin. These are randomly generated descriptors.
An astonished grin. Wow.
I think he's telling a joke or something like that.
Oh,
So-
he has a whole bunch of rum.
Yeah, so there you go. There you go. You have like the scene laid out for you.
Do we still get Lindsay's bonus on this, or can she do something for us that would give us a bonus
What kind of bonus you talking about?
to our stealth rolls?
Lindsay does not give you a bonus at this time.
Okay.
She gives you a bonus when she's camping, and she gives you a bonus in combat when she starts singing. And that bonus does
Yeah.
not improve your stealth. She does
Okay, let me
have
just see.
abilities later on when you level her up. She at higher levels, besides Inspire Courage, she has a skill called Inspire Competence that will give you skill bonuses. But that's higher
Well,
levels.
you know what I am going to cast guidance on myself and do a stealth check. I can do that, right?
Yeah. You're right now.
Okay.
You're far enough away where you're not kind of in their range.
Okay. Let me just let's see. I'm not. We don't have characters on a map, so I can't really target myself. But I don't even know if there's a role for this, anyways. There probably isn't.
Guidance. Yeah, it just gives you a +1.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna roll it now. Here we go. 1 and skills, stealth.
Okay.
Oh, I am going to hero point that and re-roll it.
Are you sure? You didn't even hear the result. But we're almost at time anyway. So I was gonna go over the stealth rules. Why don't I do that just to end the session?
Oh, okay. I thought it was against that DC 20 overall.
No.
Something different.
That's
Okay.
against
Oh,
his
okay.
perception DC, which is a
Okay,
success.
Right. Okay.
So,
good.
so because you rolled a success, right? When you move forward to him, you are unnoticed still. So we're gonna talk. This is one of the last things I gotta kind of go over with everybody. These are stealth rules for the game, and this is something. If nobody's a rogue here, so this is not absolutely essential for everybody, but it's something you have to know because there are times you're going to stealth, like right now. So the way stealth works in Pathfinder is you have these 4 degrees of stealth, right? You have observed, which is just general. You see me, I see you. You know, that's nobody's stealthed. If you successfully roll a stealth roll and you are successful, for instance, let's say you're observed and then you hide behind a tree and then you roll a stealth and you succeed, then you become hidden. So what hidden means is that an enemy knows where you are, but they can't see you. So in order for them to be able to even target you, they have to roll a flat check DC 11, which they have a pretty good chance, 50-50 of failing at least. So that's what hidden means. Now, if you're already hidden, right, and you move, then what you're trying to do is sneak. So sneak is another stealth check. Sneak is your standard movement cut in half. So you say, I want to move 10 feet that direction and sneak. You roll a second stealth check. If your second stealth check is a failure, you go back to observed. If your second stealth check is a success, you go up a level from hidden to undetected. Undetected is even better than hidden because the enemy knows you're in the vicinity, but the enemy has no idea which square you're in. So in order for the enemy to even be able to target you, they have to guess a random square, and they roll a DC 11 to see if that square is an enemy or not. So when you're already undetected, there's that is probably the highest level of stealth when you're in combat and the enemy is aware of you. Now there's an even higher level of stealth, which is what you guys are, which is unnoticed. When you are unnoticed, then that means that the enemy is not even aware you're in the vicinity and they're not even on alert. So everyone got that?
Sort of, yeah.
Where does
In
invisible
the
fall into place?
Any questions about that?
Yeah. When does invisible fall into place?
Oh, invisible, you have to read the description of the invisible spell or the invisible ability. But usually invisible, when you cast invisible, it puts you into hidden. But while you are invisible, obviously you can get even more. You can get into undetected. Now here's the thing: when you attack, obviously you become observed again. So that's just like 5th edition. If you're stealth and you all of a sudden come out and attack, you're observed. But when you attack, if you're stealth against an enemy, that enemy is flat-footed to you or off guard to you. So
okay,
so here's the next part. Now let's turn it around. Let's pretend the enemy is stealthing against you. Let's pretend the enemy is hidden against you. You want to know where this enemy is. So what you can do is roll a perception against the enemy. If you succeed on the perception against the enemy becomes observed to you. But that doesn't mean the enemy is observed against your party members. So there's another action called point out, where the enemy is observed to you and you can make it at least hidden to all your allies. Got that?
Yeah.
So if you if you roll a stealth and you critically succeed, you can go directly from observed to undetected. And
Okay.
likewise, if you critically fail, you can go you can drop down to observed. So that's just the bare basics of stealth. There is that DC 11 flat check, and that's if you're trying to attack something that's hidden. You have to roll a flat D20 against the DC 11, and you got to beat an 11. If you beat an 11, then you can hit him. If you don't beat an 11, you're not even able to hit him. There's another. Yeah. Go ahead.
You could have somebody hidden in like broad daylight, like standing in front.
Well,
of
no. In order to attempt the stealth, you have to have a kind of break line of sight. So if somebody is standing directly in front of you, and you can't break line of sight, you have nothing obscuring, you can't even attempt the stealth. So what you would have to do is run behind a tree and then attempt to hide.
Okay.
Okay, and then there is another condition called concealed that has nothing to do with stealth, even though it says here target might also be concealed. Concealed means that you are the enemy knows where you are. You know where the enemy are. However, there's like some fog around you or something like that, where it's hard to hit you. So if the enemy tries to attack you and you're concealed, the enemy has to roll a flat check DC 5. You can be both concealed and hidden. So concealed, people get it confused because they think concealed is a level of stealth. It's not. Concealed is separate from stealth.
Okay.
All right, so those are the basics of stealth. So once you stealth, right, if you succeed on a stealth, you become hidden. However, the enemy still knows your position. If you succeed a second time on stealth by trying to sneak, then you can become undetected. Sneak means you have to move. You can't stand there in the same spot and say, I'm trying to stealth again, because obviously he already knows you're in that spot. He just can't see you. So if you're in that spot and you're like, you know what, I'm going to pull a fast one on him. I'm going to run around and get behind him. Then you're going to try to sneak. Then you roll a second stealth. If the second stealth is successful, you become undetected. He doesn't even know your position. So if you think about it, if you kind of break it down, you realize it makes sense.
And stealth, like the conceal stacks with that, correct?
Yeah, conceal and stealth are separate conditions. So you can be hidden and concealed. So if somebody tries to attack you while you're hidden and concealed, they have to first pass a DC 11 and then pass a DC 5. So it's really hard to hit you if you're both concealed and hidden.
In the illustration you put up there, the lower box on the right, what does the CSSF and CF refer to?
Critical
I
success.
think it's critical.
Yeah, critical success.
What it? Criticals? Okay, success, failure. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so on the left-hand side of those arrows, it's somebody trying to detect you. On the right-hand side is your attempts to hide. So you can't go from undetected to unnoticed because enemies are on alert. They know you're in the area, right? So obviously you can't be like convince the enemy that you're not even in the area anymore. Except maybe if you run away and wait some time, then they're not going to know you're there anymore. But you can go from observed to hidden to undetected. So that these are the basics of a stealth rule. And if you're rogue, they're very important because if you're hidden or better, then you get your sneak attack.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a rogue though.
Because if you're hidden or better, then what happens is that they're off guard to you, and anybody who's off guard to you, you get a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of not having a rogue, while you guys are kind of hanging out in the marshes, last night, while you were sleeping, some of you woke up and you could swear you saw that little short figure hiding in the bushes, but when you kind of wake up and look over, nothing. Whoever it is still following you.
Yeah.
So,